Morning all. Okay, 18 minutes to go. Yes, the Berlin is a bit dull, isn't it? South side estates, quite a bit dull. So, Kenny Q-tip one. What kind of issues, King Squasher, would you be? He just hinted at some issue. I think it was in the round 6 post mortem round 6 interviews. Morning all. Oh, take off the echo. Okay, 18 minutes to go. Okay, so the echo's off. And oh yeah, I just suspect that yeah, he isn't playing at his fighting best. We might find out, you know, in some time in the future or something. But I might be proved wrong. You know, maybe he's going to go for a fight today. I'm hoping, obviously, there's going to be a great, you know, fight today on the chessboard. That's what we're all hoping for. There wasn't too much excitement in that last game with Berlin defense. Just when the pawn structure is so symmetrical, they're just sharing one file. There's not much going on. The pieces start coming off. That's bad. Alfonso's got a lot of question marks. I'm not sure what the question is. I was just checking. Is the audio okay? Can everyone hear me? I hope the audio is okay. Please tell me. Good. I had some audio issues last night, bit of a pain on Play Chess, and I wanted to do a video on the Sveshnikov last night, and I've made the video private. I did upload it to YouTube after, but it was complicated. There were like 2 layers of streaming last night on Play Chess. But anyway, this is one layer, so hopefully, you know, easier. Yeah, I think the opening makes a statement in chess, and I think some people seem to think that because grandmasters play certain openings, like the Slav or Berlin, that club games should be affected. I really don't think so. I think you know, most club players surely want to play for fun and entertainment, otherwise it's no point. So if you want to play for fun and entertainment, there's lots of fun openings out there and fun gambits which you can even win with. You know, it can take the opponents by surprise in a very short time limit, especially like after work, you know. I usually do best with gambits, even in my club games, my long club games. Obviously not FIDE rate games. I don't usually do gambits that much in one-day games. But you know, as far as club chess, blitz chess on the internet, the openings really make a statement for how kind of exciting the game can potentially be. I guess though, like, if you take an example of the Sicilian defence and you want to play the Smith-Morra gambit, people do tend to not accept the gambit. The higher you play, they tend to play knight f6. They take the pawn first, c takes d4. You play c3, they play knight f6. So going into the Alpin territory. I know, you know, even on blitz, you know, the fun factor can be killed off a little bit. Paul Georgiou, by the way, isn't here yet, nor is Alex. I'm just here on my own right now. Austin, yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's an alternative, isn't it? It's an alternative. If there's three of us, I think there's a lot more fun than just me. So, yeah, I'm trying to get my friends for these key events. That's going to be a feature, I think, which should stay on the channel right now. It's great that YouTube have this, live events thing. So, yeah, I want to take advantage of that, and should have started from game one. I didn't realise how much fun it would be, but I think when I just thought it might be a daunting prospect, potentially with games lasting 7 hours, but the first 2 games were very quick indeed, and they were finished before 12 o'clock virtually. So I just thought, okay, the video, just doing a post video was enough for the first 2. But then things started getting really exciting, and I saw, when you have live commentary on long fights, that's really great. That lasts for hours. That is really where the fun factor is, I think. So, if you want to send me a game, just post the PGN here. Can you not paste the PGN game score here? If you want to share a game, share it with everyone. My work is in chess. I own a chess server called chessworld.net. I used to work for an investment bank in the City of London in the IT department. That was more than 13 years ago. Then I started chessworld.net. So this is kind of part of my work. Hi, David West from San Francisco. Thanks. Oh yeah, I've absolutely loved chess, and I think even when I was at school, I was thinking, could I make a living from chess as a professional? I didn't really fancy my chances. To make a living from chess as a professional player is really, I think, an incredibly hard task. I don't know how many of you are professional chess players. I'm not. I mean, I just run this correspondence chess server. I think it will. I think Magnus is doing very well, though. If you get to the top, right to the top, you can do very well in chess. No, I was really in the IT department, actually, of yeah. The IT crowd gives you a good idea of what being in an IT department of a company like that is like. If any of you have watched the IT Crowd, it's quite a good comedy series. Well, it's finished now, but there was another special episode recently. So how many minutes have we got to go? It's 10 minutes to go. Brazil, hi there from Brazil. Hi Gorgulski from Brazil. 7:30. Is that AM or PM in Brazil? 7:30 AM or PM? Sorry, I don't really know. Maybe I should. Time zones. So Brazil's got the Olympics coming up in a place which I'm quite intrigued with because of this parrot film recently. Where is the Olympics being held? Rio or something? I'm really hoping for an exciting game. Judging from my lack of sleep and forward intuition, I didn't sleep very well last night, which is a good sign because the last time I didn't sleep very well, the game was quite exciting during the day. On the day the game was dry, I slept very well. Maybe I just knew it wasn't going to be that exciting that day. Maybe there's some weird intuition. So as far as my sleep patterns go, it should be a good game today. Yeah, that's Nakamura says some funny stuff, Babson Task, about this Soren. I don't know what he's going on about. Has he been seeing too much of the Lord of the Rings recently? I don't know what he's going on about. Liam Greenwald, so you say, has any Grandmaster pulled off a ridiculous opening like A3 or H4? I think A3 can be a useful move in many circumstances. A3, I would argue, is much, much more useful than H4 generally as part of an opening. You know, you consider A6 in the Sicilian Najdorf. It's a useful waiting move, A6, because A6 or A3, you're preparing potentially, to put your bishop, fianchetto your bishop, and deprive the opponent of a key square, which might be useful. And okay. Was it Rio de Janeiro? Hi Doug Berger. Almost 3:30 a.m. in Illinois. I've been to Chicago when I was at this finance company. One of my perk trips was to Chicago, the Windy City. I quite enjoyed it. From Somalia, Mahmoud Abdullah. Hi from Somalia. Baghdad, oh my word. New Zealand, from ZZ Top Banana. You're all here to watch a potentially driest game in the world. We're going to have probably a symmetrical pawn structure with the pieces coming off as fast as the speed of light. And you're all here to watch this. No, but it's a historic moment. Magnus Carlsen's these are historic moments, aren't they? Whatever happens, for him to become eventually world champion if he just draws a few more games. So 7 minutes to go. There was an interview, Cellcat, there was an interview of Vishy Anand, and he was asked that. And he basically said about the tree metaphor. If the position on the board has just a one-line sequence, obviously they can calculate very far in ahead. But if it's like a bushy tree, then you can't really calculate that many moves ahead. You have to rely more on intuition. It's how many branches there are in the position. So like forcing sequence, you can, even club players, we can analyse forcing sequences much more than when there's lots of, hairy, lots of bushy trees. Yeah, it's the tree structure of the position for moves ahead. And I think even Kotov, was at least identifying tree structures. That was a very good metaphor. So even it seems it gets Vishy Anand's seal of approval, the tree metaphor, well, at least for answering that question about how many moves to look ahead. But I think it's common sense. If you've got a forcing sequence where there's no choices, of course you can see further ahead. And like in some endgames, you can see loads of moves ahead. There's because the king's got to go somewhere or the pawn's got to go somewhere. So I'm hoping Paul George is going to arrive. Sometimes the trains are a bit late. I think Paul's going to arrive first and then Alex after. That's the plan. Hi from Hyatt Regency Chennai. Oh, hi Krishna. How are you feeling Anand is today? Do you think he's going to be in for a fight? Krishna, do you think he's going to be fighting today? Hong Kong, hi Catex. Oh my word, this is truly global, isn't it? Oh my word. Korea from oh my word, IKIA. We did, funny enough, get an exciting game though in the Berlin defence when that A2 pawn was hanging. It was unexpectedly a great game. So sometimes you can get an interesting game from Berlin, paradoxically. Does anyone really want to become a grandmaster? I think it's too much work for too little gain, and there's already about 1,500 GMs in the world, isn't there? Does anyone really want to become a grandmaster? I think it's just too much hard work. Even becoming, for me, an FM, it just feels like too much hard work. To be honest, these one-day games, I don't know. I don't think I could take it. So 4 minutes to go. So, Anand playing white. Is it going to be e4? Do you reckon? e4? Or d4? Or c4? Melbourne, Australia. Babson Task, hi there. There's a bit of delay on the board. You haven't seen my arrows yet, have you? Has anyone seen my arrows yet? Oh dear, the arrows are not there yet. How much of a delay have we got? Yeah, there's a cost benefit, isn't there, to everything in life? Suffer morphe, yeah, too much work and too less earning. Doug Berger writes, yeah, I think there were a few Scotch games in the Kasparov Anand World Championship match in 1995. They were quite competitive. I'm neutral, really. I respect both players. I think it would be interesting to have a change though, world champion with Magnus Carlsen. It would be interesting, maybe. Yeah. Maybe, you know, Vishy's been a world champion a long time now. Unless he really has he beaten Lasker's record? I don't think he's beaten Lasker's record for longevity. Unless he really wanted to do that. I don't know, it's like this burden of expectation as well, isn't there? That he has to do well in tournaments. There's always burden he's carrying around being the world champion. I don't know if it will be a relief not to be, you know. Levin Aronian seemed to Grant, he seems to have cracked up tactically unbelievably in some of his games in the candidates match. You know, I tend to have truth crackers. I tend to have coffee in the morning, and I'm into tea later. Actually, I've started getting into tea in a big way just very recently in the last few days. Dan Gabby, does Anand have a chance to keep his crown? Well, while there's a chance, there's a chance. Magnus has arrived. Krishna can't fight. Magnus has arrived. Kramnik reckons, hi Gorski. Didn't Kramnik say he's getting a bit past it? He feels as if he's getting a bit past it on the last interview I saw. But he did so well in the candidates. He really gave Magnus Carlsen a run for his money in the candidates. It was only on tiebreaker, wasn't it? That Magnus won the candidates. Oh, we've got first move, d4 from Vishy Anand. Knight f6. I want a c4 next, probably. Okay, e6, I guess. Yep, knight f3, I guess. We're going to go into Queen's Engine, I guess. No, Nimzo Engine. Wow, he's invited the Nimzo Engine defense, named after Aaron Nimzovich, one of the leading hypermodernists. You know, a bit like, wow, f3. He's got something prepared. We've got a game, guys. I reckon we've got a game today. I believe we've got a game today coming up, guys. This looks like a prepared line. I am hoping Vishy's going to give a massive fight to Magnus today. f3, wow, f3. So it's like the saemich variation of the Nimzo Indian. There was a guy called Frederick Saemich who had a reputation of losing lots of games on time. I think that would have been a3 first though. So we see d5. So will this create some weaknesses on these dark squares? You know, maybe later something like c5, and this diagonal could be a little bit weaker than usual. You if a3, we might see a bishop retreat. So a3 has been played, maybe a bishop retreat, because taking here I think would seem to be, you know, because this bishop might be useful on this diagonal later, so maybe preserve the bishop, maybe even go all the way back to f8, or even to just e7 more likely. But I just see this diagonal as being useful. So if black's got the option of not taking, I think he should seriously like consider it. You see that? Because I think white's like weakened the dark squares, because usually in the saemich, you know, in the saemich variation, what you usually do first is force the bishop exchange. Check. Right, and then you usually play f3. Okay, so you know you're weakening the squares, you've got the bishops cover it. That's my usual sort of understanding of the saemich and the nimzo Indian. But here, you know, we've got a very interesting sequence indeed of this f3 first, and now a3. So really, Magnus does have to think a lot. Does he really want to take on c3? Because he's kind of strengthening white's centre, and he's not going to be able to exploit, in theory, the dark squares as much. He's gone to sorry. Okay, so a3, we've got a3. So what do you think? What do you think about this, guys? What do you think black's next move will be? Will it be bishop e7? I think it might be bishop e7. Oh, nope. He's taken on c3. Check. He's taken on c3. So b takes c3. So we've got a strengthened centre. Now, I do remember there was an Olympiad where Magnus lost to someone who played a kind of very aggressive gambit with e4 against Magnus's nimzo Indian. I don't know if any of you remember that video, but now Magnus is striking at the centre now with c5. C takes d. This looks like a prepared line. This looks actually quite familiar now. I think I've seen this before. Knight takes d5 and e4. Am I imagining it? There's knight takes c3 there. If knight takes d5, I don't think this is right. No, d takes maybe is interesting. Just to clear away the centre, because usually, you know, if you've got an open centre, the bishops are going to be more dangerous than usual. So even though this looks like a paradoxical sort of move to capture away from the centre, you're clearing open the centre for the two bishops. You see, white's asset here is the bishop pair. No, I think Paul's scheduled to come here. I'm hoping he's coming soon, and then Alex after. I think he must be delayed on the train. Okay, I believe if knight takes d5, d takes c looks interesting. Yep, they're on the way. So if e takes d5, we get, you know, a nice like queen's pawn potentially. You know, maybe this is going to be a problem. This is not that attractive, it would seem. Now queen takes d5 is also maybe interesting to consider. No, but do we just run into a tempo gain? And that's not nice. That would be silly. You know, rook b1. We're already threatening bishop b5. Queen going back to d8 or anywhere doesn't look good. Just bishop e3. So I think the most likely is just you know, to take on d5 with the knight is the most likely, I would say. What do you guys think? What if we do predict the next move? What do you think the next move will be? Maybe e takes d5. Well, in fact, there is c takes d4 as well to consider. C takes d4 is interesting as well. Alright, so here there's a big think. Okay, it seems. Strategically early but tactically late. That's a good one, Truth Crackers, yeah. He has a lot of contempt sometimes for tactics. And he tells me, oh, he missed some tactics, surprise, in one of his games over the weekend. But he drew with a GM, Chris Ward, which he didn't mention to anyone till after. Just the weekend gone, he's drawn with GM Chris Ward. Can you believe that? Paul Georgiou. He didn't even mention it. He's just going on about this game he lost to someone where he didn't feel like playing with the black pieces. if I just drawn with GM over the weekend, I think I'd start with that, saying that, hi there, I drew with GM over the weekend. It was an early round. It wasn't even the last round or something. It wasn't a guaranteed like prize thing for the GM. It was like I think in round 2 of the Hearts Congress or something. So anyway, hopefully Paul's going to be here soon. So he might know some more like theory about this, etc. Oh, E takes D5 was played. E takes D5. Interesting. Okay, that's Paul. I'm just going to go and get Paul. What's gone on here? So E3 C4. It means ideally, of course. Oh, is that Alex as well? Okay, you'll come up with me. I mean, we've got Alex arriving now as well. Hi, Paul. He's just getting ready. So we've got an interesting opening, thank God. Sorry, we've got an interesting opening. Oh. So the tiger's out today to watch. Vishy's called a tiger sometimes, isn't he? Okay, so there's a classic game, Botvinnik against Capablanca, which had Botvinnik had a move like Bishop B2, and later there was a brilliancy with Bishop A3. I don't know how many of you are aware of that classic game, Botvinnik against Capablanca. It was when Capablanca had kind of played this move C4 early on. It's very, hey Alex, hello, my friend Alex is here. Okay, so cool. Yeah,
this is Nimzo Indian from the sounds of it.
Yes, it was very, very interesting sequence. Just to quickly show you this. So knight C3, so none of this Queen's Indian rubbish. Having the guts to allow the pin. F3.
Yeah, you played this.
I was thinking A3 if white wants a saemich, because it's giving black the option to retreat the bishop, which he didn't use. I thought that's interesting to retreat the bishop. He just took.
No, it's normal to take though, right? If you're going to play Nimzo Indian.
Right. But I thought the dark square, so it's C5 striking at the centre.
Yeah.
C takes, E takes, E3, and now C4. It looks wrong.
Yeah, I actually, going back, knight takes D5 is also possible, isn't it?
I mean, I hate to question this, but
anyway,
from a club player perspective, it looks
I
a
would
bit
be happy
dodgy.
with white here, because E4 is going to come at some point, and then what?
And there's that. I was saying there's that classic. You remember that classic Botvinnik Capablanca?
Yeah, I remember that. That was.
He put the bishop here, didn't he? It looked crazy.
White crushed in that game.
Capablanca was crushed with a C4. Magnus is obviously aware of that game. Even in their spoof video, he knew about that game. Botvinnik Capablanca.
It takes the tension out of the position as well. It's it's quite a passive move, I think. C4. I mean, it does take the tension out, and white's got the major pawn break here with E4, and the bishop becomes alive after that. So I don't think this is a very good idea from Magnus. I think I'd be happy with white's position here.
All right. So do you want to go in centre Paul on the left? Okay.
My track getting my drink.
But this is much better from Mana. I thought he would go D4 today. Actually, I had a feeling he has to try something different, and he's done that. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder whether Magnus knows the classics.
Of course he does. In the spoof interview, he definitely knows Botvic Capablanca, and he knows it's, wasn't it the tournament? I don't know what it was, Avro or Nottingham.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what tournament it was.
C4 is I don't like that move personally.
So later there could be a plan to use this diagonal potentially as well, or at least tactically. But E4, how would we prepare this break in the centre? Something. Even G4, knight G3 might be on the cards, if possible, to prepare a knight here. Helps like lift that, put E4, try and weaken the chain.
Very risky.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on?
Alright, so I'll review it with you. Okay, look, we had D4, we had nimzo Indian, none of this Queen's Indian rubbish. So Bishop B4, F3. So
excellent, he's going for it.
We've got a fight here. Yes, Tiger is out today. We've been waiting at the zoo for a long time for the Tiger to come out. A3. Took on C3, C5, CD, ED, E3, and now weird C4 looking move. Do you not find that a bit strange?
Well, C4 stops bishop going to D3.
Yes.
That's presumably the main idea.
Yes.
But it releases a tension though, doesn't it, Paul?
It does.
So okay, just for everyone not familiar with this concept of the tension, should we try and explain what the tension is? Everyone keeps on going on about the tension. If there's a central tension, it means often white's always got to look out for C takes D4, this tension, like a Hitchcock film, you don't know what's coming next. So if black didn't play C takes D4, you're always having to calculate C takes D4 on every single move. But by playing C4, the tension in the centre has been removed. It's a done deal. The central position is a done deal. So it's more fixed. And white often wants to undermine the pawn chain with E4. Once this drops, it's like a ripple effect to C4 being weaker.
Well, white's got more pawns in the centre and black's got more pawns on the queen side. So there's a sort of 3-2 on the queen side for black. So his ideas will be on the queen side, and white will play in the centre and king side.
Yeah, Alex. So that 3-2 pawn majority is a long-term thing that black's got. But also this E5, if black can create a bind on the E4 square later.
I don't think it's possible to stop E4 though.
I mean, the black's key idea here is not to expand on the queen side, but to restrict white. If white can break with E4, he's very likely to be better.
But I don't think
even if it's a pawn sacrifice.
Yes,
you can sacrifice a pawn.
Yes,
say E4 takes bishop G5, that kind of
thing.
But I don't see how black can stop E4 in the long run.
No,
white's going to be able to play it.
C4 to me is a strange move.
It does look strange.
It's kind of anti-positional. But maybe Carlsen's analysed it very carefully.
There's some moves apparently
at some point.
No, that's on the analysis board.
Okay, all right.
There's a bit of a delay showing on this preview here.
Yeah. So what, knight E2, G3 kind of ideas, right? And E4.
But if knight E2, G3, black can play H5 possibly.
Yeah. What about I know this is crazy, but what about a move like G4 immediately? Does that lose outright tactically? I guess. And then knight E2, G3.
Where's the king going then?
Because if you're saying knight E2, H5...
Well, not H5 immediately, but if the
well,
knight...
no, it could be useful just to keep the knight, because then we're not getting...
Yeah, but you don't play H5 immediately.
No, if H5, then knight F4 is possible.
Then knight F4
is a better square. Yeah. Also, H5 is
G5?
It looks suicidal, really. I don't know how black can hide his king anywhere.
I suspect Magnus has probably analysed this at some point. Maybe not necessarily for this match.
Yeah.
But I mean, is this new C4 or is it a known move?
Isn't it a it transposes? It would transpose into that classic game you were talking about, too.
Oh yeah, the Botvic Capablanca. Yeah. Oh, it's just
it's a similar structure. But in that game, black actually played B6 and bishop A6 to swap off the bishop.
Ah.
So those bishops were not on the board in the famous game Avro 1936, wasn't it?
Your knowledge is better than mine. I don't like these positions for black.
Oh, sorry, I need to scroll the right. Sorry, thank you. Sorry, scroll the ball on the right. Oh my God, G4's been played.
G4.
Sorry, what?
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding?
He's going for it.
How do we get G4 and knight E2? Oh, there's
knight
been
C6. Knight C6.
Are you I said about G4, didn't I? Hey guys, honestly, I said about G4 and didn't know they'd played that. Are you kidding me? He wants to play knight G3 without this hassle of H5 then. H5's been ruled out because now H5 we can play G5, can't we? And then maybe H4 even.
Yep. Like I say one thing, we've got a game.
E4.
This is a game. Come on, look at the position.
G5.
I mean, this is clearly unbalanced. What are we on? Move 10 or so?
So it's forward now. So I've got the scroller forward. The scroller is forward, yeah?
So anything could happen today.
Yeah, we've got a game.
This is what we've been waiting for.
The pawn structure is like the soul of chess. So the opening helps determine the pawn structure. So would you say the opening helps determine the soul of the game, the spirit of the game, in a big way?
This is very aggressive then, isn't it? Right? I mean,
very aggressive pawn structure. And White's got the bishop pair to celebrate, to try and make use of this bishop pair. I saw this by chance. Sveshnikov was saying if Magnus Carlsen has a weakness, and he's still around, Sveshnikov. He said it's the openings. It's the openings where Magnus might be a bit weak. He's a good practical player, but he was claiming no practical player ever made it to be world champion. But I think he's going to be proved wrong. Magnus is going to be the first practical player to become world champion, not a research theoretician.
Capablanca wasn't exactly a
research
theory, was he?
Yeah, no.
But of course, G4 is a known idea in this kind of structure, just to gain space.
Yeah. Doesn't it weaken this H4 E1 diagonal though?
It does, but I mean, there's no tactics that are going to work. Bishop takes G4 is not going to be enough.
I suppose the knight covers
Let's have a quick look.
the diagonal with G3.
The knight can block on G3. So White will play Bishop G2 and castle.
Right, let's have a quick look at Bishop G4. Knight E4 is dangerous for Queen H4.
Yeah,
Knight G3,
I imagine.
Yeah.
Knight G3.
Queen F3.
Yeah. Knight takes C3 doesn't really do anything. Can you see Black castling queenside in this? Is he really going to go kingside here?
So what will Black do here then?
Bishop E6 and...
Well, Bishop E6 then Knight F4 is logical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because then we could take, and then later that bishop will be good on the diagonal after G5. So not Bishop E6. He doesn't want to castle. White looks to be better. I would enjoy playing this for White.
But it's double-edged though, because if something goes wrong, White's going to end up getting his king in trouble or something.
The king can generally be fairly safe on the king side.
Yeah.
With the bishop on G2.
Yeah. Bishop G2 looks logical. Support E4.
Really? Otherwise it's hitting the chain. It might be useful on F1 if we can just play a quick E4 and leave the bishop on F1 and undermine the chain. It could help undermine
your
C4.
king's still going to be on E1 then, isn't it?
It could go to F2, couldn't it?
F2?
You could play Knight G3 and King F2 and then decide whether to play E4 or go.
But they're still going to be opening up the king if you do that. It just takes and really White must castle kingside and forget about grabbing the C4 pawn, I think.
Wow.
I suppose it also stops Bishop F5, doesn't it, G4?
Absolutely. It's a space gaining move. It's not just an aggressive move, it's positionally motivated as well.
It's prophylaxis against H5 though. He wants to be able to play Knight G3 without this H5.
Yeah, I mean, but it's gaining space for his pieces. It's not necessarily to start a mating attack. He's not going to play H4 next move. At least I don't think he is.
Unless Black castles kingside.
No.
I think even if Black castles kingside...
just Knight G3 and G5 is better than...
If he castles kingside, I think White's still going to just develop. Rather than...
The big question is what this C1 bishop is going, where that C1 bishop is going to go.
We can come out to A3 for a start.
Yeah.
But it can wait. And
I think if it's on here, it's adding solidity to E3. Black might want to put pressure down the E file later. So leaving both bishops have advantages. That one's controlling E3. That one's helping undermine. But yeah, you want to castle.
You can move your knights and pawns.
Well, I don't see how White's going to win this game without playing E4. Right? I mean, E4 has to come at some point.
And of course, the bishop after E4, the bishop on C1 can come out to G5 or similar.
Yeah. So we'll probably see Knight G3, Bishop 2, Castle Kingside maybe.
So Knight G3, Bishop G2, Castle Kingside.
H3 and then E4 plan, long-term plan. I don't see how Black can stop that actually, even if it piles up pressure on the E file.
By the way, I think we're drawing on that game the other day. On that one we thought we were losing. So how was your game?
I'm -1. I'm Black's better, but not
cool.
me. Anyway, so Bishop G2, Knight G3 first.
So Magnus is having quite a think here. He knows he's got something to deal with here, rather than in the last game where he was Black, where...
Yes, very, very interesting position. Okay, let's seriously examine what we'd do as black. What would we do as black here? Let's just say castle into it, yeah? Say, solid, castle into it. We're going to use our F pawn later. So say G5, we can...
I'm not going to play G5. It's too wild.
Knight G3?
Yeah.
Rook E8?
Bishop G2.
Right, how does this potentially fail? Doesn't. Seems solid enough, because this is supported.
Well, moves like Rook E8 are just routine. I mean, what does it actually do?
Yes, so we've got to try and avoid a routine move.
I think Magnus could think for some time here, actually. I think he may have some problems, and he's actually going to try and come up with an idea.
Let's go with B5.
Black wants to blockade the
Let's go with B5 to try and castle queenside.
B5 to try and castle queenside.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it reinforces C4 anyway against E4.
Yeah, well, Bishop G2.
Bishop G2. Okay, we'll play. Okay, Bishop B7.
Yeah.
Castles.
Yeah.
Queen C7. I guess.
Knight G3.
And castle queenside.
I'd maybe just H3 actually.
H3
instead of Knight G3. Just.
I think you're going to play it anyway. Actually, no, but you can't do it in this position though with the Queen on C7.
Just H3 instead of Knight G3.
Yeah, so H3, but it weakens the dark squares a little bit.
I'm looking at E4.
We've got H5 coming up.
E4.
We don't mind about D5. You can always take on D5 as long as the chain's not being moved. So H5 here.
E5.
Yeah.
Is white better here?
Knight D7.
I guess white's better.
You guessed correctly.
So Knight D7.
This is horrible.
Yeah, this isn't very nice at all.
F4.
I think you don't have to play that.
Carlsen's going to do better than this. Come on, this is awful.
No, queenside casting with B5. No, I don't like that. A4's coming as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be moving the queenside pawns. I'd go queenside, but not move the queenside pawns. Yeah, I don't think this is very easy for black though. I don't understand why he's chosen this.
I think Carlsen's going to try and find something radical. I think he's probably quite unhappy with this. Maybe even a move like Knight G8. I mean, that sounds ridiculous.
Knight G8.
It loses two tempi.
Petrosian.
It does. I mean, rerouting the knight to G7 and maybe preparing...
You mean G6? Or
preparing F5. I mean, you can go to G6 or H4 possibly, and the F5 break is coming. I mean, it's a rather outrageous move. But it's not out of the question that white has not developed very many pieces. Now it's one knight developed each, and white's pawns are rather loose.
Right, so let's say Knight G3, Knight E7, Bishop G2, Knight G6.
Yeah,
we're on
F5. Play F5.
But we're on H4 here. That's good, isn't it? If Bishop,
there's another possibility. But I like the idea of F5. It's quite thematic.
Oh right.
But Knight G6 to H4 is also...
if Bishop G2, that's more effective. Wait for the bishop to come to G2.
Yes.
Good idea, Knight G8. I think Paul's predicted Magnus Carlsen's next move, Knight G8. That looks the best that I've seen so far. Paradoxical retreat in the style of Petrosian. He did some paradoxical retreats like that. But the knight needs to reroute here because we've got a dark square weakness here. It makes sense. Against the Grob, I think Andrew Martin once said about a knight manoeuvre to H4.
Absolutely,
giving a win. This is like a Grob move. I am Michael Basman is the experiment with the Grob. We've just had a delayed Grob move G4 here. And the H4 square. Brilliant idea, Paul. That's why you're over 200 ECF, isn't it?
A good strategy against Basman is don't put your knights on the bishop 3 square where he can attack them with his pawns. Move them to E2 and D2 and then maybe G3 and H5. Also it allows you with pawn on G5 you've got the F4 break.
Yeah, Knight A5 is a possibility, but Queen A4 check.
Let's have a quick look at Knight A5.
Okay. Yeah, Knight A5 is a nice idea actually because B3 is a weakness.
Queen A4 check.
No, not Queen A4 check.
No,
it's a waste of time. Don't worry. No, the knight's not on prise on A4.
All right, to go to B3. Interesting.
That's quite a nice idea actually.
There's a possibility actually to eliminate that bishop and
to get this and weaken this. If we can take this guy, we can E3.
It's logical.
Possibly just A4 and then
A4.
Yes, the problem is that e3 becomes a bit weak. Bishop a3.
What? Just sacrifice the exchange?
Oh, of course. Sorry.
No, that's interesting. Let's sacrifice the exchange.
No,
that's good. That's good. Yeah.
It's not
good idea.
It's not good enough.
Black looks risky.
Yeah.
I'll probably just go bishop d7 then or something.
Bishop d7.
Bishop e6. I want a bishop
e6.
e6.
And followed by casting queenside or something. No?
Yeah.
Queen b6 as well.
This is a bit silly. It's not really.
Yeah.
Queen b6 as well.
Yes. So knight a5 pretty much forces the swap of the bishop, unless White's going to play bishop b2 and rook b1 or
let's play bishop b2 like Botvinnik, but we're weakening e3. Maybe even queen e7 here, weakness of the last move.
Yes.
What do we do? King f2, there's bishop takes g4, splat. This would definitely work.
Check.
This would be embarrassing. It'd be end of game soon.
I wouldn't risk that. No.
He's just castled. Magnus is just castled.
Yeah, that's yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not sure. I don't like that move.
Well, White's only got one piece developed, so there's no prospect of a kingside attack in this position.
But I just wonder what his plan is over the next few moves.
Alright, so what are we doing here? Knight g3? Yeah?
Knight 3 or bishop g2. I just wonder what Magnus is planning to do next.
Here.
Maybe he's just going to play bishop d7.
And
bishop
what?
d7? What does that do? Let's have a look.
He's just going to develop simply, right?
Yeah, what's the bishop doing on d7?
Alright, let's imagine, well, he's connecting rooks potentially.
Queen a5 ideas, maybe, with the bishop going to a4.
So bishop g2, queen a5. We have to protect here. And we've got this a4 square to work with.
Yeah, but he has to move the knight first.
What about knight e7 to go over here? And we've got bishop a4.
Yeah, I prefer the knight on a5, to be honest.
On a5, you prefer on a5?
Yeah, I think you can go queen c7.
No, he's played actually bishop g2.
Bishop g2, logical move.
Yeah.
Bishop g2, okay.
I just don't see how you can stop e4.
I'm just wondering what Magnus is actually doing here. I don't like castles, I don't like his position. Obviously he's got something in mind, but I can't really see it.
Didn't deliberately want to spice up the match, did he? Or maybe he did. Let's make it interesting.
I think he'd been happy to carry on drawing all the games. He was certainly showed in the last game that he's happy to draw his way to the title. So
okay, let's see.
Anyway, I'm relieved actually that Vishy played d4 today, because I was hoping it was not going to be another Rai Lopez.
No, I couldn't take another Berlin.
Well, he's just getting nothing out of the opening. So
knight a5. Martin Christian says knight a5 here. Oh,
yeah, that looks.
It looks sensible.
Looks logical.
Yeah.
It's with tempo as well, isn't it? Not coming to b3. You can't stop knight b3.
Knight a5.
Basically, just black is trying to blockade.
Black's trying to blockade, yeah. So he gets the knight on b3. He tries to win this bishop to weaken e3.
But I think White's just going to end up with a nice position. The bishop will go, but White will be ready to push for e4. So say knight g3 now.
Yeah.
Knight b3, rook a2.
Oh, rook a2, that's nifty.
Yeah, swinging across.
I've seen that in the game of, there's an IM that Crouch that plays that, rook a2.
Well, many people have played this manoeuvre.
It's nice.
Yeah,
I saw it first in the game of Crouch in the magazine. I was impressed.
But you've played this system before, haven't you?
With the rook a2, it's nice because it's a use of that funny a2 square, isn't it? You can switch the rook over here, and then later you've got the two rooks down the f file. That's funny.
Once in a game I played rook a4 and then doubled rooks on the h file, and then undoubled them by castling kingside, which was pretty unusual, I think.
Truth Crackers says apparently we're still inferior, and the knight on a5 is the normal move. So Magnus saw this before in preparation. Wow.
So what are you doing in this position?
Do we want to take on c1 or not? It's too committal. What about rook e8? Let's just say rook e8 here.
Okay, I'm just going to castle.
You castle? Wouldn't you just lose a pawn? No, you're not losing a pawn.
No.
Queen's protected. Queen. What about queen e7? Is that terrible?
Rook e2.
Oh, hang on. Knight takes. No,
bishop f3.
No, we got bishop f3. Doesn't work. Just to show that, yeah, this doesn't work. Just bishop f3. Okay.
But even then, you're giving up two minor pieces for, I suppose, 2 pawns.
So we want to push for this e4 potentially, but we want to play h3 first.
Yeah. Probably. Also, knight f5 comes to mind as well.
And knight f5 comes to mind.
Opening a g file.
And another move that's possible is just g5. The knight has to go to d7, and then we play e4.
In this position?
No, it's another threat for the white.
Oh, g5.
The black has to watch out for.
So we've got g5, we've got e4. Oh, sorry, we've got h3 first. Or knight f5.
Well, not necessarily. If it's white's move here, we can just play g5 followed by e4.
G5 followed by e4. So dislodge the knight
yes.
on e4 and then play e4.
With a large positional advantage.
Yeah, it looks. I love this sort of position with the bishop pair, to be honest.
I mean, you're probably going to lose a bishop in a second, but on c1. But white's still going to be better.
Actually, I remember my game against Paulson in the 1989 Lloyds Bank Junior. I had a saemich nimzovich. I crushed him with the bishop pair. Fond memory of that still. I wish I had the game score. The game scores somehow I lost all of them. But anyway,
no databases back then.
I didn't know they weren't that strict on carbon copy stuff and putting it into databases.
Is the other idea for black might be to play bishop d7 c6? No.
What now?
Bishop d7.
Bishop d7 g5 wins a piece.
Okay, let's go back.
Not now, but.
So instead of this knight a,
well, is knight h5, I suppose.
So knight f5 is the most likely.
Bishop. So knight f5 we're saying, yeah. Knight f5.
Yeah.
He could go bishop d7 as well. To see what white's doing.
Bishop d7 is a novelty.
Is it?
I don't know. Paul, bishop d7.
I don't like it much. I'll castle first, and then.
You're just interfering with d5, though, aren't you? Your connection with d5 is going a little bit. So this.
Well, the idea is to put it on c6.
Okay.
Knight a5.
Right, so say I play knight g3.
It's black's move.
Oh, sorry, black's move. Okay, what do you want to play here with black?
Knight a5.
Okay, knight g3.
Okay, so bishop c6. You've got knight f5, right?
Oh. We start to eye the kingside. We've got e4.
I'm just going to play g5 instead of knight f5.
Oh, we played knight a5 anyway. Okay. So we predicted that. Knight a5. And now just castling.
Castling.
Well, no, hang on. Rook a2 in advance of knight b3.
But then you play bishop b2 and you just tangle all the pieces up.
No, he doesn't mind giving up the c1 bishop, right?
Doesn't mind. So if he castles knight b3, we don't mind giving up the dark square bishop.
We haven't really got a choice.
Yeah.
No.
And we still got some nice plan of e4 later.
We still have the plans that previously mentioned.
Yeah, knight g3. The rook can come here.
He has castled.
h3 and f4. Oh, he has castled. So knight a5, castle.
So knight b3 then, logically, right?
Knight b3.
Rook a2. What's he doing with his c8 bishop?
c8 bishop, yeah.
Or with his only bishop?
Intriguing.
I mean, if he goes to e6, is he worried about giving up having two knights versus two bishops in this position?
Maybe not, because you get some pressure on the f file. You're saying knight f4, Paul, definitely.
Quite possibly, but it's not to be the two bishops anyway, because c1 is going to go. Remember, in this kind of position.
Yeah. As soon as white plays e4, he'll take the bishop, I suppose. He doesn't have to exchange the bishop.
Is this so bad to play like this? Queen d7, say.
Again, white can play g5. and the knights go to e8, which is rather awkward.
Yeah.
And now just e4.
We don't have to take the bishop immediately. If ever, we just put more pressure on the chain.
Knight c7.
Yes, that keeps a lock on d5.
This is a blockade idea again.
Blockade on d5 and blockade on b3.
But these positions are better for white.
Slightly, yeah. But the kingside, I mean, there's no kingside attack, is there, in this position?
There's possible kingside attack.
Actually, I've just seen another idea. Something like a5 for rook a6 later. The rooks can swing along, maybe, in the future. a5 might be possible. It supports the pawn majority idea, as well as rook a6. Could be useful resource along the 6th rank.
Interesting, though.
Yeah, I had that played against me once. Someone wasn't just gaining space on the queen side. He gives some extra options for rook a6, so it could be useful to help defend the king side there.
In this position, white can now play bishop e3, removing the bishop from the line of the line of fire of the knight.
Yeah.
Let's say b5. Okay, so knight b3 has been played.
Yeah, he's coming in immediately. Rook a2 fairly quickly, I would think.
So okay, let's go to the position here. So rook a2 looks like the most plausible. So volunteering the bishop, obviously, there's no exchange attack or anything, but that's not going to be taken. So maybe what we're saying here?
Bishop e6.
Bishop e6.
We looked at various moves.
Bishop e6 might be. So rook a2 has been played.
Yeah.
You might actually take the bishop off immediately, just so that it can't be a problem later.
Yeah.
After some sequence like e4, d takes, bishop g5. It may be logical just to remove the bishop straight away.
Oh right, so e4. Well, he could wait for e4 before taking the bishop.
Yes.
Yeah, but it could be some sequence. It may just be simpler just to remove it.
There's people watching from everywhere at the moment. Watching from France, Meganon. Watching from France, Meganon too. Hi there. There were people from Brazil, Hong Kong. I couldn't believe it. We've got a totally global. It's unbelievable.
Chesham.
Chesham. Anyone from Chesham in England? Paul wants to start. So, okay, I'm really happy we've got an exciting game. It obviously correlates to how little sleep I have, how exciting the game has. So I didn't have hardly any sleep last night. Maybe I'd anticipated somehow this would be a fight today.
You had nightmares about Anand losing.
Well, I think today Anand had to try something. He could just carry on with these Rai Lopez's, which was getting nowhere.
Yeah.
I thought he must either play the Scotch, which I don't think he does, or switch to d4.
Mind you, Kasparov's brain game match, we went to see a couple of those live, and Kasparov just kept on going into that Berlin as well and lost the whole match.
I couldn't understand that at all.
Kasparov didn't deviate, did he, from Berlin?
He was trying to break it. He was trying to basically find something, but he didn't. Yeah.
I think he just didn't mind losing to Kramnik. I got that feeling he wasn't that bothered.
Well, he actually predicted Kramnik would be world champion one day, wouldn't he? So.
Yeah.
And it was his sort of prodigy, wasn't it?
His prodigy, like Botvinnik was to him. Okay, so let's see.
But I mean, if Vishy wins today, the match is still alive. So
he's still got another point to get back.
Yeah, but if he can win today with white, then Carlsen's going to be thinking, well, what's going to happen in the 11th game?
Hello from Cyprus. Hello, ChrisDoc18. Hi there from Cyprus. My parents are from Cyprus. Hello from Greece, Neurogel. Hi there. Okay, let's see. Bishop e6. It doesn't look like a good move, Bishop e6, but I can't see any other moves to get rid of the congestion. We want to connect the rooks in principle. Or do we want to just play b5 and just play for a5 and maybe rook a6 later?
Well, white's just going to send open with e4.
E4.
Well, not immediately, but if b5 and a5 and all this kind
All right, play a move though. Let's play a concrete idea out.
Well, knight g3.
All right, so a5.
Okay, g5.
G5. I'll go here. So it does support knight c7 later.
e4.
Okay, I can play knight c7.
Bishop f4.
Okay, we'll play bishop f4. Rook a6 now. That's one of my ideas, that we can use this 6 rank.
Can you take on c7 and then...
Possibly win a pawn.
Do we want to win that pawn?
Quite
Really?
possibly. Followed up with f4.
He has played b5.
b5.
Hey, I get 50 points for that. I predicted b5.
So the recipe for a wing attack is what? Central.
It does support this idea of getting the rook on this rank here.
I'm starting to think Carlsen's going to
G5, we've got a mechanism here for supporting d5. Let's go through that again then. What did you say concretely?
I'm thinking Carlsen may well lose this game now. Actually,
wait, did you say knight g3?
Knight g3,
that
yeah.
stops knight h5 ideas when we play
Yes.
g5. I play a5.
g5.
Yeah, we go here for that. You agree with that?
e4.
E4. We play knight c7.
Bishop f4.
Bishop f4 is a bit of a pain. I don't know what to do about that. Bishop b7, bishop b7 or bishop... What about bishop b7?
Bishop b7.
Bishop e6. Let's go bishop b7.
Knight
but it does knight f5. Maybe the bishop's better on e6.
Yeah,
just to give that option of taking.
Yeah.
Knight f5 again.
You still play knight f5. Can we not just kick the knight? Oh, it goes to d6. Can we not? Is that suicidal to play g6?
It's very double-edged. You haven't got... Look, I've got a light-squared bishop.
Prove it.
A dark squared... Look at my bishop on f4.
I know, prove it. Please tell me a move for white.
Look at your king. Knight,
Tell me a
knight
move.
h6.
Tell me a move.
Knight h6.
Okay, all right,
Check.
knight h6.
Bishop e5.
Oh yeah, bishop e5. Yes, you're right.
dear.
Yes. Hang on, we've got f6 here. The king's on h6.
E takes f6.
G takes f6.
G takes f6, yes.
Check.
Are you sure about this, Triff?
No.
This looks a bit risky to me. Dear.
Tell me. What? All right, look, what did you do here? So, mate, look, we're covering C1 and D2. The knight's conveniently covering the mating attack. We can go to E1 though. This looks a bit dodgy.
G5. G5.
This rook takes f6 as well.
Yeah, I don't think this is really what's...
This is a bit early. G6 is far too risky, Triff. Just weakening those.
All right, let's go back. Yeah, we don't need to play G6. All right, let's try another move.
What are we suggesting? I don't like...
what about just taking? Can we not just take and then G6? What about that?
F6.
You want to play F6?
No, don't
We've always got knight E6 to support G7.
Leave the pawn on F5.
Okay, yeah.
What, is G takes F5 a threat? I don't think so.
Well, it could be, because you're the king. Yeah.
Bishop E5. No, you can't play Bishop E5.
Why can't you play Bishop E5?
The G5 pawn's on.
Oh, G5 is on.
Actually, no, because then the knight's on freeze, so you can't play that. Knight, Bishop takes C7.
But why are we looking at this? This is just much better for white. We're far away from the game. This is just not good for black at all.
Well, he has played B5 though. I mean,
but it's logical to play E4 though, right? I agree totally with that idea.
we play knight G3 first, right? We agreed on knight G3.
Yeah, knight G3.
So what has he got here?
I mean, it's true that in these lines we looked at, black should probably flick in knight takes C1 at some point before the bishop gets out. This is what I was saying before.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what do I do? What do we do here? A5, G5, or not?
Yes, G5 and E4. And now if I was black, I would take on C1.
Yeah, let's take on C1.
Before the bishop gets away.
Then knight C7. So we got no bishop F4. So we got
Queen can go to F4.
Queen F4. We got rook A6.
Actually, knight E6.
Come here.
Doesn't knight E6 win something after Queen F4?
Another possibility instead of Queen F4.
E6. Oh yes, false.
rather than rushing with queen f4, why can we not put it back? Why can't maybe white can display e5?
E5.
Yeah, with the idea of what, F4, F5?
F4, F5.
Okay.
That looks crushing, doesn't it?
Idea.
You do something about F4, F5.
That looks crushing.
No, this can't be that good, can it? Hold on a sec, it does look quite dangerous. We can try and fianchetto the knight like this, just to get a blockade on F5, but it's a bit too slow.
F4.
G6, F5. Oh no, we take on G5 here.
Take on G5.
So is there time to fianchetto the knight?
Take on G5, F6.
Take on G5,
F6. Oh yeah, we're mating.
No, knight E6 covers G7.
Covers
Yeah,
G7.
but it's Queen H6,
Bishop H3.
Queen H6 and Bishop H3.
Yeah.
This is clearly...
Well, King H8?
No.
King H8.
Yeah,
I've seen,
Bishop H3, this
Rook
is...
G8.
Rook G8.
I mean, this
Oh,
is
knight
just,
F5.
there's all sorts of stuff here.
Oh no, that's check. It's check. Hold on.
Yeah, but this is just...
Long term.
What about
Queen
Rook
F8.
G2?
Queen F8.
That
Yeah.
Rook G2
Queen
for-
F8.
This is clearly good for white.
Queen F8's coming up. So okay, so it does look good for white, but can we prove it? Just out of interest.
A pawn's hanging.
Yeah, I think I remember some games of Chandler winning with an isolated A pawn. It's a bit of a problem sometimes.
But then the trouble
Hold
is this Rook F4, H4 sort of.
Yeah, instead of Rook G2, why not just take on E6? Simple chess. Bishop takes E6.
Bishop takes.
Rook F4.
Rook F4.
Alright, so we're threatening Queen
Queen
takes
F8.
H7 is the
Yes.
threat now. So Queen F8,
Oh, no,
that
that's-
defends against Queen H7. We've
No.
got H6 now.
Yeah, you're defending. Okay, so that doesn't quite work. But still, this is
Just
very...
to show that this doesn't work
Check.
here, guys, because we've got
Check.
Queen H6.
But this kind of attack is very dangerous. I mean, this should be winning, basically.
Yeah. It's not. It's humans will lose this position 70-80% of the time, aren't they?
I mean, the ideas are all quite well known and routine. I'm wondering what Magnus is actually doing in this game.
Well, he has played knight G3.
Yeah.
I don't know what black does. I don't think A5 might not be the best. I
No, I don't know. Well, wasn't the trouble with Bishop B7 though? Knight F5 comes in.
It opens up the possibility of allowing the knight to F5.
Because
Yes, Bishop B7, we got knight F5. It rules out quite a few possibilities here. What on earth does black do?
I'm sorry, I just don't like this.
I don't like black's
black
position.
at all.
I like the bishop here. And
I haven't liked black's position since the opening.
I mean, Magnus crushed Vishy with an E4 plan earlier in one of their recent encounters. That was a quick game. So why does he want to play the black side of that? Is it some sort of strange psychological ploy to say he can defend the black side of this?
Bishop E6 would be.
Oh, we got an idea. H6 to knight H7 from Manuel Junqueria. So he's saying H6 for knight H7. Let's go with H6 then. Good idea.
Okay, well, it stops G5.
Yes. Prophylaxis against G5. Okay. If we play H3, we're starting to weaken G3 a bit. And
Yes, slightly, but I think H3 is logical, though, isn't it?
is it? What about H4? Is that really terrible? I suppose knight here.
Well, you didn't tend to move the knight, but
The H pawn's on the,
H pawn's on.
and you can't play G5.
And yeah, can't play G5.
So
No.
It's like your knight H2. Do you remember your knight H2 in that? It's in reverse. That's a very good defensive manoeuvre.
that was when you had 2 pawns each on
So
the kingside.
H3. What do we try and do with G3 here?
Queen C7.
Queen C7. Yes.
There are various possibilities here. White can actually play F4 if he wants, because E4 can't be stopped.
Yes.
F4 here.
Yeah, it's possible, isn't it?
Not good for the bishop though.
All right, it's threatening actually G5 potentially for D4.
And we can still break with E4.
And we can still do that, yes.
Nice.
It's possible.
Bishop E7.
I'm not sure. Another move is just knight F5 instead of F4.
So knight f5.
With the idea that g6 now is harder to play because h6 will be on prise.
Yes.
We'll just take off.
He's played a5. I predict. I get another 50 points. I predicted a5. What's going on today? I predicted a5.
Take your seat, please.
We predict all his moves and he's going to lose.
He's going to lose horribly today.
He's playing like you, so he's going to lose.
Oh dear. Did Magnus go out partying too long last night? Early celebrations.
I think we'd all prefer to be white here, though, wouldn't we?
It's like the Sicilian game a couple of days ago, where he was just basically ignoring everything Anand did. Playing moves like b6, king b7, and a5.
But his king's at stake. His king safety. We've got the two bishops. I don't think he's asking for trouble here. He's playing with fire.
He is.
Arca Ledell asks Casey, realistically, how far ahead do you think Magnus is analysing this position? I think he's trying to make sure he's not going to get mated.
He's analysing to mate.
He's got to answer specific questions. How to avoid getting mated.
He's paying no attention to White's burgeoning kingside attack.
Oh right, yeah.
I just think g5 and e4.
Plug socket now. Yes. Hero, so he's watched too much of my live commentaries. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. It's weird, isn't it? It's good. I'm glad we've got an interesting pawn structure. Pawns are the soul of chess. So we have an interesting pawn structure, an interesting opening which created this. We've got interesting imbalances. White's got the bishop pair. Very interesting imbalances, and this is a juicy position. Wasn't sure we'd get a juicy position today. I'm really happy. So obviously when I have zero sleep, we get juicy positions. Maybe, I don't know.
This looks to me like White could win this game.
Does anyone want to? Do you want a tea or coffee?
No, I'm okay.
Do you want a coffee?
Yeah, please.
All right, I'll just go and get the coffees. So I'll leave you in the hands of Paul and Alex. One moment, I'm going to recharge my coffee.
I mean, today's Vishy's last chance, really.
You take one sugar, don't you? Yeah. One. Okay.
And it looks like he's going to take it. We'll see.
Are you going to fancy a chess match tonight?
No. Interesting to know that, unlike yesterday, Carlsen's actually been thinking more than Anand. Carlsen, I think, used 20 minutes for the whole game yesterday. And he's already used nearly 40 minutes. And he's 20 minutes behind on the clock.
Do you think this is preparation, though? I mean, I don't know. It can't be.
I doubt very much this is still theory. It just looks good for White to me.
It can be weakening for White though as well. Sometimes if they overpress and they end up creating weaknesses for their own king and end up actually going backwards and losing.
But generally White's king is pretty safe with an h-pawn and a bishop on g2 as a rule. I mean, this is generally fine in Sicilian open Sicilian positions. Mm-hmm. Those two pieces act as a cover. I mean, it's only the f-pawn which is missing, and the bishop acts as a cover in place of the g-pawn. So that's generally not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So White's king is unlikely to come under any kind of pressure, unless that bishop on g2 is swapped off for some reason. It's all gone quiet on the comments as well. You still there? I wonder if the comments have stopped, haven't they?
Oh yeah.
I can see over there Houdini thinks black is better. Shows how much Houdini knows about chess.
There's some chocolate chip cookies as well. So that's your one, I think. Thanks. Do you want a cookie?
No thanks.
Okay.
But Houdini can defend perfectly.
I think your comments have gone off, Triff.
Oh. Let's try and get them back.
Houdini can defend perfectly, that ball.
Okay, let's see what's
It will
happening.
find every possible defensive move to make.
If we go back, and it sort of seems to refresh it when it checks the status. When did the comments stop?
I haven't had it for about 5 minutes.
Oh dear.
Oh, there's some new ones there.
Let's mute it again. Hi there. I hope. So we've got the comments again. So Pandy writes, go e4 and then go Druva Pandy.
Somebody's only found 2. Austin Phipps has only found 2 known draws. So presumably that means White's won most of these games, isn't it?
I don't know. But this position would never have been seen 100 years ago, even the position on move 8.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah, chocolate chip cookies, but Paul doesn't want a chocolate chip cookie for some reason. You've got something against them? Too much sugar? Carbohydrate?
No, I may have one in an hour's time.
I don't usually generally have myself. Do you have cookies every day?
I love biscuits.
Oh yeah, cool.
Oh yes, Vishy has actually played G5.
G5.
So what, 98 or 97? 97 looks more logical, isn't it?
So where would it go there after that?
We may go to D7 and B6, but
What, and then A4? Or just holding up D5?
Yeah.
well,
I
could do.
it's less of a target there than on C7, isn't it?
Yes.
Potentially. Interesting. Knight D7 just to hold up D5 like that, or we can hold up. Whoops. With like this to hold up D5. So that critical D5 square is going to be under fire soon from E4.
E4 knight takes C1 has to be played.
Knight takes C1 to stop bishop F4. We can eliminate this knight. Whoops. Okay, so knight D7 or knight E8. We go here to support this square, or knight C7 to support that square, and if E4 we can take here to avoid bishop F4.
Yeah, that's just a bit confusing, all those lines.
No, I think it just helps illustrate some stuff going on here. Let's just make something clear about E4. I think, for example, if E4 if takes, we'd get he has got to E8 something. Now, if this is very very good for the F file. There's lots of possibilities here. Like even Queen H5 just to prompt a dark square weakness would be pretty dangerous. But this is just too dangerous to allow this F file, isn't it?
Black doesn't really want to take on E4.
No, Black doesn't really want to take it. I just wanted to show that.
Why is that then, Paul?
It just gives. Also, White has the F file, also just a nice centre.
Yeah.
Nice centre as well. So this is to be avoided.
So that's a good point, because the F1 rook now becomes a more active piece than it was before. So you've actually given life to the white pieces we're taking.
Yeah, they're becoming alive, and we got this rook coming to F2 as well. That F7 could be a big target to Queen H5. If G6 is ever, we're weakening dark squares. So yeah, knight. So E4, maybe just knight C7. Knight c7.
Well, we looked at this before. It didn't turn out very well, did it? For black.
No. He has to take on c1 first.
Yes.
Because otherwise bishop f4. So knight takes c1 then.
Takes C1
There's a prophylaxis against bishop f4. Whoops. Knight takes c1 as a prophylaxis against that. Otherwise bishop f4.
Yes.
He's played e4.
He's played e4. Okay, we don't need to go back.
So we're just expecting knight takes c1 here then. Are we agreed on that?
Yes,
I think so.
I think knight takes c1 might be the safest from our three perspectives.
That's a bad bishop, and that's going to become a good one unless he takes it. So yeah.
If it becomes a monster, there's nothing that can oppose that dark squared bishop. He has to take it off. The knight is not as active on b3 as the bishop will be.
And the knight can actually become completely irrelevant on b3 if white starts a kingside attack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's out of play, effectively, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on a nice outpost. It's entirely useless.
It's not a central outpost.
So we're expecting knight takes c1.
So Manuel Junquera is saying,
I have put food. Have I not put food next to my gate? There are cookies next to Paul. Yeah.
Okay. I've got a possible idea for black. Don't know if it's any good or not. But after knight takes c1, queen takes c1. Can black play f5?
Oh, wow.
That's a blockading move. Isn't it?
I don't know. I'm just suggesting it.
No, that's good. If we play e5, we get a nice blockade on e6.
Yeah.
With the knight.
With the knight.
Yeah. A la Nimzovich.
Nimzovich would be proud. So that's quite committal. Then what does white do here? If ed?
Well, he wants to keep the position open, so he might play.
Do we
rook
play
f2.
f4 here?
Yeah, f4 is certainly a possibility.
And I wouldn't play. I would play rook f2
and
let black take on e4.
And then try and round up.
Rook f2.
Rook f2.
About f4.
F4 again.
F4 again. Yeah.
How do we hold f4? Does it matter?
Yeah. Okay. Forget rook f2. That's no good.
But how does black hold f4 here? Oh, we just take on g5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Simple and winning.
Forget rook f2. That's no good. But can white win the endgame with the pawn on e5?
Let's see. What do we do here? Okay. No.
Absolutely. Yep. It's a viable option, and bishop takes.
f4.
Bishop d3 then.
Oh no! Getting infiltration.
So.
And then followed by what?
It's rather annoying, but it's not necessarily.
Rook e1 then. No?
But of course, I could just take the bishop on f5, and probably should, in the previous position.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back and take on f5.
Just take
Rook
it.
takes.
Rook takes to f4.
f4 now.
We've got also bishop h3 on the cards here.
Maybe black.
Okay, sorry about that.
I think this match is overwhelming favourite. It's a long time.
Oh,
I think it's a big surprise. Actually, I wasn't considering as a favourite.
Hi guys, sorry, managed to lose internet connection there. Great.
Have we got it back?
Yeah, I believe so.
The clock's still not going.
Oh. Oh, that's a good point. The clock. We got the clock now?
No, it's not going.
We've got comments coming in now.
They better not have agreed to draw.
Well, in this position.
Oh, these are both examined. Whoops. Okay, so. Oh, is this? Oh no, we got knight takes.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Oh, we got. Oh, we got this one. Hold on a sec. Sorry about this. Which is observe window. Window, new game board. We're going to have to put all the moves in again. I can't believe it. We're going to have to put all the moves in again.
What is this? This is something.
Oh, this is examined. Oh dear.
I mean, this can't. That can't be the game.
Sorry, no, this is the game. Sorry about this. Okay. Oh man, I have to put all the moves in again.
Anyway, so in the actual game, Anand has, as expected, taken on c1.
So was it f3, d5, a3, bishop takes c3,
check,
takes c5, cd, ed, e3, c4, knight e2, knight c6, g4 castles, bishop g2, knight a5. Critical event. Oh man, oh dear.
So I'm still not liking this for black.
Are we back, guys? I hope the comments are okay. Comments still there, Al? Hi. I'm good. Yep. And it wasn't YouTube's fault. It was my connection.
It's interesting though, isn't it, Paul? Because nearly all of Black's pieces are on the back rank, apart from his one rook on a6.
Yes.
So it's one of these.
He's playing like a beginner. His pieces on the back rank, except for.
But isn't this very classical though? This is what the masters of the past used to do, and to win games. Who did this? Chigorin did this.
Chigorin.
Steinitz used to put all his pieces on the back row,
waiting for white to pounce, and then reacting.
Steinitz used to rearrange all his pieces on the back row on back move 25, but not in the order in which they started. He moved them all around.
This is a Fisher random starting position.
Yeah.
I mentioned that rook a6 a long time ago.
You come up with nasty ideas, actually.
So it's combining a pawn majority with defence, isn't it? The pawn majority is offensive, and the defence combining attack and defence in a way.
Well, b5 is not possible at the moment. But
no, not in theory. I mean, in potentially b4 as a break coming in the future.
Well, here, I would just play e5.
E5, really?
It just seems.
Can we not try and? So g6 is out of the question here for knight g7. Let's try g6.
Or just f4.
So f4, we get this block on f5. That looks like a Iranian would be happy with an f5 blockade. All those torturous Iranian games where he tortures opponents with blockade on f5. He loves that sort of thing, doesn't he?
Well, this is a typical nimzo idea, isn't it? Nimzo Indian idea.
Blockade.
Is that pawn on? Well, the pawn on d5 is not really weak.
In these kinds of positions, you can think about playing f5 and sacking.
Right. Not here because you haven't got your dark square bishop now. I don't think f5 does anything. We've also got defensive resource.
Yeah, but it's possible f5 is certainly.
No, you're playing like me. You're playing like me. I'm playing like you.
Just take it with a knight.
Just take it.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, bishop takes.
Bishop takes.
You're going to sack the exchange.
Yep.
You're not really. Come on. We've got g6 coming up.
That's the point of the rook on a6, I suppose.
Now he's playing what? Queen f4 maybe.
Hitting the pawn. Queen d7.
It's probably not any good, but it's
it's terrible.
Idea.
It's terrible.
Queen d7.
I can't see.
What about queen f3 now then?
Bishop h3 now, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see. It's not terrible. Oh,
yeah, not bad.
Oh, you got a point.
No.
I think strange sack.
Strange sack.
Why does that say examined exactly?
I mean, it's quite thematic. I'm not saying it's necessarily good, but it's an idea in this kind of position.
We do new game board and put obs.
Connection again, I think.
What are you up to?
Odd.
We lost connection again.
No, I think that is the final move though. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, but the clock's not going.
Yeah, I know the clock's not going. Yeah, Paul and Casey are impersonating each other, but no, I think he's got a point with this exchange set. Oh no, what have I done to that? Have I just had to put the game in again? No, don't tell me. Well, anyone who hasn't seen the game from the start, this will be a treat. Oh man. Oh.
Check.
Oh, blimey. Was it something like this? What was it here?
c5.
Ah.
You know that position just now. I play c6 in this position. instead of c5. It's quite a common move.
But the clock's not going. You're not connected.
I'm not connected. The clock's not going. I
No.
keep saying that. I don't know. All right, let's think about this. If we do file, no, we seem to be connected. Window, main console. Let's go to the main console. Are we not connected?
Well, you're not connected, but then why is the clock not going?
No, we're definitely connected.
Maybe it's a lag.
We're already examining one.
Maybe if you refresh it, no?
Are you sure it wasn't? Are you sure the clock was going before? Maybe there's just too many people watching the game.
No, the clock was going before.
Oops. I don't know.
Maybe we'll update when there's a new move.
Let's get the game in here just in case there isn't a problem. Rook a6 was a new move. There's no new moves. I mean, that one's saying as well Rook a6 was the latest move. So while we think that's the latest move, let's just carry on putting this in again while we're waiting. So e3, c4, knight e2, knight c6, g4 was played. Radical, castles, bishop g2, knight a5, castles, knight b3, rook a2, b5, knight g3, a5, g5, knight e8, e4, knight takes c1, queen takes c1, rook a6. I think rook a6 is... Maybe the clocks will reset after the next move. Okay, we'll just tell you if they move. I've got another screen which is saying rook a6 is the latest move as well.
I imagine this is a position where white should have a bit of a think. So I'm not surprised white hasn't moved, but we'll see.
Let's just sort out these windows a bit.
Yeah, maybe e5 is a bit committal. He doesn't have to play e5, does he?
No, I think we are connected to the ICC. Log out, exit program, reopen, log in should work. Oh, you think we might need to log out? Oh, I don't want. I'll put the latest moves from somewhere else. Oh, unobserved one. Ah, I've got it. Unobserved one. Observe one. Have we got the clocks now?
No.
No. Interesting. Don't know. Is there game chat? There's game chat under it. It shows it's live.
Yeah, let's just wait and see for the next move, and then if it doesn't come through, then you can do something.
Yeah.
But I think they'll tell us if someone moves.
Let's see this preview here.
I say if someone moves, like either of them can move.
Okay, so I think this is definitely, look, we've got another version of this. It's saying rook a6 was the last move. So yeah. So unless anyone knows anything happened after rook a6, just speak now or forever hold your peace. not forever, sorry. Just, rook a6 is the last move, right? So I don't know. We had this hack attack line.
It's positionally motivated, e5, and black has played it.
And the clocks are back. We got the hooray! We got the clocks back. The clocks are back. The clocks are ticking down. Hooray!
So learn how to
Celebrate. So e5. So this is a bit too dubious, this g6 idea. With that exchange sack, that's amazing. You played like towel there. So let's have a look at that again.
Well, I mean, it's double-edged. F5.
We just sacked the exchange.
Yes.
What about g takes here?
Well, that's just bad, isn't it, positionally?
No. It's about king safety. Hold on. What do you do?
We're going to round up that pawn.
What do you want to do?
Queen F4.
Queen F4. That doesn't round up the pawn.
Yeah, we're going to round up in a minute. I mean, where's it going?
Okay.
King
we'll
H8.
play rook g6.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you play here?
H4.
H4.
King H8. What about rook G8?
King H8.
Bishop H3.
H6.
Bishop takes F5.
Oh, you're getting a bit worried here, Paul. Are you worried because your king's getting
No,
scored?
rook G. Rook G2. I'm not getting worried.
Rook G8.
Rook G8. It's all gone wrong.
Yeah, bishop takes F5. Yeah, it has all gone wrong with you, hasn't it?
Pawn takes pawn.
Are we going to use this H file to slaughter the black king? Or it's going to be a...
Possibly, yeah.
Well, not. No, hang on, there's a pin here. What do we do here? I don't know.
I don't know.
What?
French.
Look, White's losing. We've managed to find a way to lose this.
Okay, hey, just take it. What we're talking about, yeah.
Rook takes.
Queen H4.
Check.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, okay. Just a lucky check.
All right, go back,
saves you. Just a lucky check. Just saves you, yeah.
Alright, so we can't do... Why don't we just take the bishops off them? Keep the pin.
So this is E5. We don't want to play G6 then.
No, we don't need to play G6.
Forget G6.
It's not entirely clear. It's just quite dangerous. I'm not claiming this wins for White, but...
It looks pretty dangerous, yeah.
Black has to do something, though. You can't just allow F4 and F5.
So F4, F5 is happening. An attempt to blockade the F5 square doesn't seem to work too well.
I mean, Black can play F6, but
F6?
I don't really like it.
No,
I'll just take with the G pawn and then play F4.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Take with the G pawn here.
Yeah, F4.
F5.
Yeah, but it's not very good, is it?
No, but hang on, this looks like more of a blockade
Yeah,
opportunity.
but there's two weak pawns there on D5 and F5.
Okay, we're going to get a knight to E6 potentially.
Yeah, but look at those 2 pawns.
Yeah, okay. I know it's difficult.
You're going to need the bishop on E6 to defend them,
Yeah,
quite frankly.
Yeah.
Well, you put the rook on G6 first.
And the knight can come to H5.
Give me a move for White. Give me a move for White.
King H1.
Okay, rook G6.
Bishop H3.
Truth Gaffer says, Alex, you're a bit quiet today. So, is this not completely lost for Black, is it?
It's positionally undesirable.
Yes, it's gone from being completely critical lost to undesirable in this position. F6 is a good try, I think, Paul.
F6 is a possibility. It's not the sort of move that he really wants to play. I mean, White should be better. But he has to do something about this pawn storm.
Interesting.
I mean, it looks to me like he's got to play either F6 or G6. I don't really like either of them, but maybe G6 is okay. Maybe that.
Yeah, let's go back to G6 again. Are we sure that it's so bad to play this, to go in for an exchange? Sack.
So E5, G6,
G6,
F4.
Black only needs one more tempo really to blockade.
It just removes F6 from Black's options. This is so forced, it's horrible.
Alright, now do you have to take on F5? I think you have to, because the G7 square is so strong for
No, you got a point. We can have a knight on E6. Let's see. What else does Black do?
I don't know. I'm not. It's highly risky to allow a pawn to.
Well, let's just say here, right? Just imagine this position. Is this really mating with currying G7?
I mean, but it is just better for white. I mean,
we're going to come through with b4.
This pawn wedge.
We're going to play b4 strategically. If we're not getting mated, this b4 is going to be interesting.
So yeah, maybe that's an idea. After f5, just basically leave it.
And develop the pieces first, the other pieces first behind it.
Let's see. So what do you think of this, guys? We're going to be outrageously leaving this pawn on f5 and just playing rook b6. Do you think black's getting smashed here? What's the vote here if you had this position with white? Do you think black's getting smashed?
For a human, it's not easy to accept this position, is it?
Not really.
And maybe Magnus isn't human.
Yeah, I think the knight on e6 defends everything. It takes too long. It also deprives the f4 square, you know.
Well, queen f4.
We can't come to f4.
No.
So we can't use that f4 square.
We can leave the pawn on f5 for the moment.
But can't you just play h4 and h5, open the h file?
Oh, h4. Yes. h4.
It's a possibility.
And then the bishop moves and rook h2. I can't see black surviving this.
I mean, just optically, I mean, which colour would you rather be?
Obviously, black's a bit far away from b4 being that dangerous, and king safety looks
of
like
course,
bad.
b4 could give the rook on a2 an open file into the game.
b4 takes, we've got this open file.
Could be useful in some positions.
We've got this pass pawn.
Takes, no.
What, you take it?
Yeah.
Really? You'd weaken d4?
Well, you haven't got much
It's
choice.
going to be weakened anyway.
What, take? What about e6? Is that a move?
I think
e6.
just take it and then f6, knight f5. I looked at that, I don't think it does anything.
Knight f5.
Wow.
We've got this rook a7 coming in over here, so we just take this one.
Yeah, it is kind of annoying.
How would you take? Yeah.
It's tricky.
This is dangerous, isn't it, rook a7?
It's quite dangerous, but rook b7.
No, we're losing d. No, we're not losing d5.
No.
Queen a3.
Yeah.
It's quite tricky for black. I don't really like black's position.
Followed by queen c5. Queen c5 is fine.
So this kind of b4 could help white's attack, potentially. So we've got this e5.
Paul, I'd rather be Magnus playing white. They can't swap places anymore, guys. Even if they want to.
Well, I'm really happy we've got an interesting game. I'm ecstatic. I'm hoping I'm not dreaming this. I'm just going to pinch myself. We've got an exciting game today. Unbelievable. So, what's the predictions today? Are you predicting? Is everyone predicting Magnus is going to lose this position? What's the predictions? Do you reckon Magnus is going to lose? Vote now.
What do we think?
I think Magnus might lose today.
That's what I've been thinking for some time.
You know what? Just to be controversial, I'll say he'll get out with a draw.
Get out with a draw.
Yeah, I think he'll pull the parachute cord at some point.
But where is it? We can't find it.
Remember, he's a pretty strong player. He's good at finding.
Yeah, he is good at finding stuff.
His defensive powers are pretty good, aren't they? He's escaped for some pretty dodgy positions in the London candidates.
Yeah. But you know, the black position is not really a Magnus type position somehow.
No.
It's not sort of position he usually has.
Oh, b4 is possible straight off the bat here. Okay, so b4 straight off the bat.
Right, can we not just win a pawn? Just take it. Rook takes and take on b4.
We've just undermined. Okay, there's c4 to consider, and there's also this d pawn. So if queen b6,
Queen c3.
Queen d2.
Queen d2 c3.
Oh yes, okay.
Queen c3.
That's yeah, but we don't sack the exchange.
Well, queen
okay,
c3.
just queen c3.
Well, then our attack's gone. We can play knight c7.
White's a pawn up.
We're coming up. We're out on the defensive.
F5 then, knight f5.
Knight f5.
Oh right.
Attack and defend at the same time.
Oh right. So we've got this check.
And then the rook, the f1 rook comes into the game somehow. Maybe rook a1, a5.
Rook b8 here. What would you do here? It's starting to get.
You can play rook b1.
Yeah, why not?
Play rook b1. Okay, knight b5.
Oh, there's knight b5. Oh, good.
Knight b5, yeah.
What's that do? Queen e3.
Oh, hang on, the knight's on d4.
Queen e3.
Oh, we can play g6 now.
Knight e7 takes d5.
Oh, I don't like g6.
Right, hang on, take d5. I'll take on d4.
Right.
I'm getting queens off.
Yeah, but you're still a pawn down.
Yeah.
You've got knight c7 after queen takes. Knight c7, huh?
Oh, knight c7, and we're going to drag the pawn.
Yeah. Although bishop b5 actually should be like that.
And bishop b5.
Bishop f. No, not bishop.
Wow.
I mean, but white's a pawn up. White's got to be better in all these positions, really.
Let's see if we get this b4 again. So b4.
I think b4 is just too random.
He doesn't need to sack a pawn.
I mean, you have to remember in these positions. I mean, we're playing fairly random moves. All White has to do is find one precise continuation.
It does undermine the centre. If Black wants to undermine the centre,
White just spends 20 minutes finding one precise continuation. He'll get a winning ending. So you can't do these random punts.
No, it's strategically grounded and undermining the centre. It's strategically grounded.
But he can prepare it.
Let's check it. Let's check it again. Let's check it again. Right.
No, bishop takes.
You want to try and win the pawn. What did we say here?
Queen c3.
Queen c3. If something works, 1 minute.
Let's play
on the ICC.
No. Let's play. It's not. It's good. We're going to threaten knight b5.
No, it's rubbish. Knight f5.
Knight f5 keeps defending that. Okay, let's hold on this position then. Let's get rid of knight f5. Let's play g6.
f4.
And now we'll play knight c7. We've got to threat knight b5.
Is that a threat?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a threat.
It is a threat, isn't it? It's logical. We've undermined the pawn chain. There's a logic to this.
d5's going to be on.
How?
e2.
Okay. Oh yeah. What?
Knight e2.
Knight e2.
No, we're not playing knight e2.
Sorry, no. So what? Rook d1 then instead.
I mean, knight e2 is actually fine.
All right. Now, hang on. Do we need this queen c3? Hold on a sec. Hold on. I'm missing a trick here. After taking here, what about an immediate c4?
c3.
I mean c3.
Rook e1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to justify, isn't it?
Seriously, I think you're too influenced by playing blitz all the time. This kind of thing working.
No. I think it's important to check it out.
Black needs to develop his pieces before he goes.
Party pooper. Someone's called you party pooper. Yes, you are. The party pooper. Didn't you miss a tactic on the weekend, Paul? In one of your games, you said you missed the tactic against someone. You got to check them out. Take an interest in tactics.
I think knight c7 should be played at some point, no? Like before he goes for any of this d4 stuff.
E5 has been played. E5's been played.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, sorry. Of course we had E5 be played. Yes, we know about E5. Yes. Yes.
Could play queen b6 with the other b4 as well.
Queen, it's a bit slower though, isn't it? It's a bit slow.
With the idea of b4.
Yeah. Intriguing.
I think queen b6 can be better with rook b2, which kind of puts
a dampener on b4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe knight c7. I think knight c7 maybe with getting the knight into the game.
And there's still an idea of b4 for knight b5 to hit these two. What do we play here for white?
He's got to combine it with knight e6, say with b4. He's got to be able to play b4 next move without allowing f5 for white.
I presume white's just going to play f4.
Okay.
Just opens up the diagonal as well.
Well, we need to do something quick. Let's try this here. According to Stockfish, the game is exactly 0.00 at depth 34. Liam Greenwell writes. Now, Paul, don't get wound up by engine views. They're interesting engine views. Engine comments. Engine seems to think it's about equal, but we know that the position seems easier for white here. The king looks inside.
Triff, I've tried before. When it says exactly 0.00, can I just tell you something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep quiet. I'm telling the viewers.
Okay, yes.
Without you laughing, yes?
I'm not laughing.
When it says 0.00, normally that means they found a line which results in a perpetual. For it to be absolutely precisely 0.00, that is normally the reason.
Okay. Right. Thank you. It's difficult to say perpetual check here.
Not perpetual check, just a repetition.
Repetition. Oh. So engines don't like to make progress, they just repeat moves in their variations.
More frequently than humans.
They do, don't they? You get these long
right.
engine games.
Yeah.
They're about 90 moves. Maybe they are repeating. They're waiting for mistakes or something. They're not very constructed, not very original, are they? Creativity.
Or the alternative is if it's a theoretically drawn ending. If you've got, say, rook and bishop against rook, they'll have it as 0.00.
Yes.
Unless you're actually losing.
Well, it's table bases kicking anyway on modern engines. These table bases are gigabytes.
But really, you don't really want to have rook against rook and bishop, do you? And it's not really equal, even if it's objectively drawn. So you have to take these things with a pinch of salt.
Well, we've got Magnus is thinking a lot in this game compared to Vishy. It's down to 58 minutes according to this ICC clock. So Anand's used less time. Yeah, it's a healthy state of affairs.
Carlsen's already used three times as much as he did yesterday. The whole game already.
Yes.
He's probably less happy now than he has been previously, I would think.
I wonder what he looks worried. He never looks worried anyway.
He looks bored a lot of the time.
Okay, just to summarise the main sort of ideas, tactical ideas. B4 looks a bit quick, but it might not be sound. Here. So B4, knight C7, or queen B6. This pawn chain could, in theory, be undermined. You know, the concept of undermining comes from Nimzovich, or does it come from before that, Nimzovich? Well, this concept of pawn chain undermining, Nimzovich.
Yeah, but of course it existed before that, but Nimzovich really...
he labelled it, he packaged it up.
The theory.
Yes.
He just labelled it concretely as undermining a pawn chain. So this pawn chain, if you can undermine the pawn chain at its base, the exploitable base, then these pawns become weaker. So the exploitable base is the C3 pawn. So if we try for B4, it's got strategic importance. We're trying to blow up this pawn chain here. This D4, this E5 will be weaker later.
Philidor loved undermining pawn chains.
Philidor, yes.
Morphy and his friends, not so much.
No, not much at all. It's the openings they played as well that they didn't get much of a pawn chain to undermine Morphy. Yeah. But he did. I seen this game. He played the French defence and he was undermining with pawn chains. There's a few rare games he's played, like even the French defence.
Yes, there are some.
It's incredible. I don't know if maybe they were made up and put to his name. I just can't see it.
But it didn't happen very much after E4, E5. It's difficult to be undermining pawn chains. But in French type positions, they did. Actually, one reason Philidor did a lot of undermining pawn chains because he played a lot of games at odds of pawn and move. So he moved his F7 pawn. So if White played E4, E5 loses immediately to Queen H5 check.
Right.
Because there's no. So he played E6 and D5.
Right. Yes.
Or E4 and knight H6 to F7 first.
French defence.
Yes. So pawn chains often came up in those games.
Cool.
Because black couldn't play E5 on move 1 because it just lost instantly.
Right.
Because he's giving odds of the F7 pawn.
Oh right, the F7 pawn, yeah.
So that maybe led to a lot of strategic play because black couldn't go for an open game.
Yeah.
So he had to play a closed game.
Yeah. So Magnus might be thinking how to best undermine White's pawn chain. He also should be thinking about his king safety here. There's imminent threats of just coming up with F4, F5. The idea of blockading on F5 seems to fail in spectacular fashions with G6. It just seems to it deprives the rook the 6th rank. It weakens these squares. It prevents F6 being a possibility later. And it seems that White can just smash through, as Paul's demonstrated, with either an exchange sack or even, as Alex has mentioned, h4, h5, it might be useful. But I think even just f5 is a very dangerous exchange sack scenario. If we can collect this f5 pawn, we fragmented the 2 pawns here. We're gonna, eventually this is going to be a fantastic exchange sack scenario because the king's there. We got h7, so very, very interesting possibilities. How will they be ruled out by Magnus? I mean, this is a very difficult position, I think. Certainly much more difficult than the game before. That was it's great we've got a game here.
I'm just wondering in the opening if Carlsen made an incorrect decision to play the nimzo Indian, which allows White to play various double-edged lines. Maybe he should have just played solidly into a Queen's Gambit decline.
Yeah. It's fun though. It's nice for the audience to see a nimzo Indian.
It is, but maybe objectively that would have been a better idea. Yeah. Play solidly for a draw.
Yeah.
Rather than go for this double-edged opening.
Oh, he's played knight c7.
He's played knight c7.
So there might be the possibility of b4 later for knight b5. But it holds up d5, keeps the rook free on the 6th rank. So let's say f4 then here, and knight c7 is being played.
Well, it's clear he's not blockading with a knight on g7.
No.
Knight c7, yeah.
So f4 is being played. Sorry, knight c7. Sorry, knight c7 is being played.
f4 looks right then.
f4.
F4 is just so logical.
Let's say b4. How do we smash black here?
We look
f5. Just f5. Yeah. Just give up c3 here.
Wow.
Might be 5.
It's a bit risky to do that.
We're on the chain now.
Of course, one possibility after b4 is just to play a4.
Let's have a quick look at that. So after b4,
allowing a pass pawn.
Yeah, it's a bit risky.
a4 deprives the b5 square.
I would swap everything off on b4.
Just take on c3.
It's a bit risky because of b3 and then trying to round up the pawn on.
Oh, right, we've got this pawn on a4.
Black has something now.
I wouldn't go to b2. I mean, it's.
But then we've got.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I've changed my mind.
It's just exchange on b4.
Just take on b4.
Take on b4.
Take the rook.
Take the rook.
We'll take this. Take here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 5. We haven't got the c3 square here.
Knight e2.
Knight f5.
Knight f5.
Yeah.
We haven't got d6 either. So can we not play g6?
You can, but I'm going back for your king if you do that. Knight h6.
Check.
King here. What, f5?
f5, yeah.
Risky.
Well, the d pawn now. We can take on d4 with friendly knight e2.
Can. This is not quite good enough, is it?
No, you can't go here because there's still knight e2.
But the king's on the same diagonal as the knight.
Oh,
so,
this time.
So queen b2.
b2. Let's c3 here tactically.
Oh yeah, the c3. That's nice little tactic. Okay, two. Don't do that.
There's queen a1 if you want.
Okay, maybe.
No, there's still c3.
How about e6?
Oh, hang on.
No, the bishop's on breeze. Yeah, queen a1 forks 2 pieces, doesn't it?
Queen a1 actually forks the knight and bishop. It was queen
b6.
It's queen b6.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it's now dangerous, isn't it? We've just messed this up. If we have to play king h1,
you have to move your king. Yeah.
Well, it looks like this pawn's dangerous and everything. c3 now threatens the rook. We've got this. Doesn't look right, does it?
It's still it's a bit crazy though. I mean. Doesn't look to be quite good enough. No,
it's not appetising to have the pawn chain dismantled like that.
Queen's out of play here though.
No, this
he was trying to get on that diagonal.
Yeah, this doesn't quite work.
So, knight c7.
Yeah, but putting the knight on c7 makes the b4 idea definitely more viable.
Yeah,
but I don't think it works with the knight still on d8.
So f4 is maybe a bit dangerous because of b4. Do we try and prevent b4 before it's too late? Pardon, before it's too late. Oh, he has played f4. So b4.
He's played. He's gone straight in. You are perhaps I play b4. Just.
It's logical. It's just trying to undermine the pawn chain. I mean, it's thematic.
Yeah, he can't allow b3, right?
b3 looks like maybe you can. It does release the tension again.
I think if he's going to allow b3, he should take first. On.
Well, then the a file, that pawn's protecting down the a file. Maybe it's the lesser evil might just be to just carry on. Let's say we carry on f5.
Yeah, maybe.
So. What do you want to do? b3. Let's examine giving up the a pawn. Let's play like this.
Well, we don't need to give up the a pawn. We can. If Queen's defending it.
All right, we can play.
It's not attacked, so.
Well, it will be soon. Oh,
it might be fine. I'm going to probably
A4.
play a4, maybe.
All right, no, you find a4. So we're going to come in with what, e6 and then f6. Is e6 a thematic move here for f6 later? Because then we're threatening f7 check. Do you think e6 is like your game the other day? I think e6 it might be better than f6. It doesn't give up the e6 square. Yeah. If you ever play f6, you're giving up the e6 square. So you want your cake and eat it. Yeah. So you play e6 first. Let's give black a move. Oh, let's give black a move. So say e6 takes f6. So we keep that locked down. We're now threatening things like f7. That's really quite dangerous.
Is f7 a threat?
I mean, no, we're not now, but maybe knights. Okay, we can build on this position, surely.
Quite possibly.
But yeah,
it's quite double-edged, this position.
I can imagine actually the queen here. We've got an idea of knight e4 later, because if the queen's there, we get this battery on h7, which is quite dangerous.
Yeah, but with the bishop in front, that's not really going to be enough for a piece, is it?
Well, okay. I mean, just to show that. Sorry, let's just say this happens, right?
Just give black
g6, knight e4 takes. This is dangerous, isn't it? Bishop takes g6.
Not very.
Not very.
King f7.
All right, king f7. Oh yeah, blockade.
Closing down both your ideas at the same time.
Yeah, forget that. h4.
Bishop b7.
Yeah.
Too slow.
Too slow.
No, you don't need to sack a piece.
We don't need to play e6. I mean, if we play ever f6, let's go here. So if we play ever f6, this just looks like we can use that blockade square.
But I think h4, h5 is very dangerous though.
h4 here. Let's go b2. We're on this. That's useful
b2,
to be on g6.
Why don't we just take b2 if you're going to play b2 there?
Just take it.
Oh no, leaving the queen here.
Yeah, if you play b2, I'm just going to take it.
No, it's nice to have the two rooks. We're pointing at g6.
Yeah, but you want the rooks on the
b2, I'm just going to take the pawn.
I guess you can just take the pawn. I guess you can just take the pawn, yeah. Alright, yeah. So forget b2. Alright, let's put another move. Knight e6. So what are we saying here? h5, this looks quite dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's the actual threat building up
just
here?
Open the h file.
Oh, and then bishop moves, and then so bishop moves, and then rook h2. Yeah. This could be useful one day, couldn't it? Eyeing that pawn chain like that. Hang on, yeah, got to be careful about g5. No, it's still it's pretty dangerous. Oh, b4's been played. Hold on a sec. b4's been played.
We know that.
Okay.
b4's played instantly. Remember?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But if white just takes on, is that too much play for black? If white just takes on b4.
Sorry?
Yeah, I would just take on b4. No?
You just take b4. Okay, and we take back. What do you want to do? Rook takes a6. Do you want to take on a6?
I think rook takes a6 is logical, isn't it?
Bishop takes.
Does he have to take on a6 then?
No. You could switch across to f2 maybe.
Let's go to f2.
Actually, no. Then b3 though. I like this for black.
So what is this f5 far too slow here?
I don't like b3 because now d4 is solidly defended.
Yes, it's a solid pawn chain.
And white has some time to get on with his kingside play. I think black has to take on c3 and start counter-attacking.
Take on c3. Oh yes, this is good for the chain.
Yeah.
Take the chain.
Knight b5.
Take the chain out. Take the chain out. Queen b6.
Rook a3 is also.
Oh no!
Yeah, that looks nice. And where's the white attack here? Nowhere.
Hero, fun fact: sleep depravity affects short-term memory. I did get a little bit of sleep. It's not totally without sleep. Maybe I was just a bit excited, overexcited for today, and it's turning out to be an exciting game. So I guess
things not so clear now, are they?
Things are. I mean, this pawn chain is a liability. That's for sure, isn't it? It's a liability. You've got to take care of the pawn chain, otherwise you end up. Once the pawn chain starts to be undermined from its base, the thing's going to fall to bits like a pack of cards. What's that thing with? Just falls. If you undermine like a.
Do you mean Jenga?
What?
Jenga.
What's that?
Jenga, the wooden blocks.
Oh right. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, Jenga. Right. Okay. If you say so. Okay.
So at the moment, this looks like it could go either way.
It could go either way because of this pawn chain issue.
It does, but essentially Magnus has just almost completely ignored Vishy's whole kingside build-up.
Yeah.
I mean, he just basically, with the attack, looked like it was going to be just castled. When the knight was attacked, he moved it. Apart from that, he's just been playing on the queenside.
Yeah. So what do you do? Your pawn chain's being undermined. What do you do here, Alex? Do you want to play f5? Should we go with f5? Let's ignore the whole pawn chain attack. Yeah. But what concretely do we do for attacking here if we're not taking here? Just rook f2?
Well, f6...
Are we playing g6 in response to that?
Can you play a4 first? Stop knight b5.
That's a good point. Play a4 first. Stop knight b5. So suspend the attack for a moment here.
Yeah, and then take the pawn on c3 next move.
Yes, that's good idea.
Of course, g5 is then going to be on, but
g5. We have to play h4 first.
Yeah.
Okay, but then that gets another move to defend the pawn.
So we're keeping the knight out of e6, and also we're keeping the knight out of b5. So d4 is securer, and we protect that. Then we take here. That sounds like a plan to me.
But black has another move. He can play rook b6 to b3 or something.
Yeah, rook b6. Yeah. Oh man. So if we play h4, we've got rook b3 now.
Well, knight e2 then.
Do we want to? The knight was attacking there. It's going to come back just to win a pawn.
Yeah, but where's it going though, that knight? And also c2 might be playable or something.
c2 to attack the knight. Oh, let's go on for the attack. Let's just do this. I'm going to try and hack the black king. Okay, here. What do you want to play with black? I think I've got a bit more time than in the other lines because d4 looks a bit secure for a moment without knight b5. So I think I want to play for e6 and then f6. What do you play here with black? Tell me a move.
It's just a very difficult position. It's quite woolly and unclear.
Let's try and give an example. Should we give an example? Say rook e8, just an example. So e6 takes. This is dangerous now for f7. Yeah.
So rook e8 is not very good, is it?
I wouldn't say rook e8's best.
I don't know why we're playing rook e8.
Let's give another idea. c2 to attack the knight. We can play king h2.
I don't like c2 really.
No, not much.
You can maybe play it later.
What about knight at knight a6? It looks.
Knight a6. Where are we coming? Oh,
well,
that's
you can play some move to attack.
Yes, to come into d3.
Oh yeah, I like knight a6.
e6.
Can we ignore it?
Can we ignore it? Yeah, knight b4.
All right, we're coming into d3. Okay. Yes, the proof's in the pudding. No, that's a very good idea. Oh man, this is nasty now. If the knight comes to d3, would we play g6?
But there's random ideas though, like I don't know, e7 or something.
e7.
Yeah. Queen take.
The idea of f6.
f6.
Queen e3.
It's on
take it.
It's on
oh, sorry. Whoops.
Queen d6.
Queen d6.
Take on g7.
Rook e8.
Knight h5.
Knight f5 is dangerous. Knight f6.
And f7's on as well.
So not rook e8 then. Rook d8.
Rook d8.
Still knight h5.
Knight f5. This looks a very good idea.
Or knight d3.
I think rook takes f7.
Doesn't quite work, does it? Knight, just take the queen.
Oh right, yeah. Take the queen. This is not working.
He just sacks the queen back.
Yeah. So that's yes. Our attack's too late. Oh no.
I mean, but these positions are quite murky, though, aren't they? I mean, I don't know. Knight f6.
Well,
Check.
We can play queen takes now because we're going to take the queen. Oh man.
But still, this is still messy. Rook takes f7. Rook takes.
You're saying rook takes f7?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, rook takes f7. Yeah. Okay.
Bishop e6. No, you could just play the check first, couldn't you? On e2.
Play for check.
Check.
Yeah, so there's no king f2. We just take the rook. So
King h2.
c2 winning, isn't that? Oh no, not winning. We can win that
Bishop
rook.
e6. Bishop e6. No.
Oh sorry, you're saying instead of c2, bishop e6.
But this is a bit random, though, isn't it? There's a move's been played anyway. A takes b4.
Okay, a takes b4. A takes b4. All right, let's go back. Slightly far off. King.
Tom was on.
Tom Villiers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Tom.
Tom, are you from Muswell Hill Chess Club?
Well, do you know any other Tom Villiers?
That's quite a combination of names, not to be from Muswell Hill Chess Club.
It probably is him.
Thomas Villiers, are you from Muswell Hill Chess Club? Hang on, so what are we doing here? Sorry, f4, b4, a takes. Tom? I don't know. I don't know. He's got the audio on.
He's looking at the different position as well.
Oh right, it's a bit of a delay. Yeah, there is a bit of a time delay on this. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, quite a lot of people watching at the moment. Blimey, this is one gripping game, isn't it? It's like a Hitchcock film. Drama, suspense, that sort of thing. Yeah?
It's not really like a.
Anyway. So we looked at what bishop a6 takes a6 here, and then the guy's going to just take back on b4. We think.
Have you seen a lot of Hitchcock films, Paul? Have you
He's
seen
with a
most
knight.
of them?
That's a nice idea, actually. Knight takes.
I like all his films up to North by Northwest. After that, he started getting nasty.
Not nasty in what way?
Well, Psycho and The Birds, they've become more unpleasant. So.
On the horror side. Oh, right,
yeah. But up to North by Northwest, they were all pretty good.
Good film.
What, North by Northwest?
Cary Grant starred in that.
Cary Grant, yeah.
Cool. You're into classics as well.
I used to love Hitchcock. Brilliant stories.
Have you seen 12 Angry Men? That's really cool. Black and white's classic. I really like that. It's in real time, like a live commentary.
Triff, you're watching all these classic old films now.
I've been watching them for years. Classic old films. I'm into films.
I tried to watch them years ago. So they're old and boring. You said to me.
Oh no!
You did.
That must have been many years ago.
It probably was, but you did say that. You're taking with the knight.
Yeah, we didn't think about that, did we? But that actually accelerates the plan of bringing the knight into d3, isn't it? In that case.
Oh right, yeah. So
I expected the knight to come to via the b5 square, though.
So here, maybe taking knight b4 to d3.
Do you think this is this looks like it's gone a little bit wrong for white, doesn't it? No. Black's playing his plan, and white is.
I wasn't expecting knight takes a6, honestly.
So f5.
Yeah, this position time becomes an important factor, doesn't it? Time is a
so we've got attacks on the opposite side of the board. So this is what we've been looking for.
Yeah.
But now the after f6, the knight is nowhere near e6.
But one thing I just don't like is that weakness on d5. Black has to keep an eye on it the whole time.
12 Angry Hero writes 12 Angry Men is great. Yeah, it's one of my favourite black and white films of all time, I think. 12 Angry Men. Sorry, yeah. I think YouTube sucks. I hate to say that nickname. YouTube doesn't suck. YouTube sucks. We can see comments coming through at the moment. I don't know. Maybe it's just you. I don't know. I'm hoping it's just you.
Okay, so what was going on here? Let's forget about 12 Angry Men and.
Can we see Queen b6 coming in at some point?
It's what I was saying. I don't like the weakness of the d5 pawn. If black plays Queen b6 and bishop takes d5,
straight away, yeah. Okay, so you can't play Queen b6 immediately. He'll try and maybe undermine on the pawn structure.
But that is a permanent problem. That d5 pawn.
Yes, d5 is a permanent problem here. Bishop's continually staring at d5.
Yes, and black's going to have a lot in compensation, to let that go.
Alan Pert says he acted the old man in 12 Angry Men in his school play. Oh, nice, Alan. Well done.
Well, Alan Pert, I know him.
Do you?
I do. Assume it's the same one.
I think it has become a classic film study for students, 12 Angry Men, because it shows how you can have biased evidence and reducing the bias of prejudice and in the discussion. It shows objectivity can be reached.
The guy there has mentioned Citizen Kane, so let's abandon this chess match and talk about old films instead. You see, you've got them all getting excited about films now.
Look, if someone hasn't seen 12 Angry Men, they should. I'm just saying, it's one of the classics.
I
haven't seen that.
It's actually in the IMDb top 20 as well.
I could give you a list of 100 films you haven't seen that you should see, if you really want me to.
Have you seen the IMDb top 250 list?
No, but I've probably seen 70% of the films on the list, if not more.
What do you think of Shawshank Redemption?
It's all right.
Yeah.
That's the prison one, wasn't it?
Yeah. So okay. All right. F5. How do we react with black if we had to play black pieces?
I'm mystified by this knight takes a6 move. Maybe he just didn't want to allow the knight to come to f5 at all. Maybe he just didn't like the idea of knight f5 to d6, and therefore get the bishop on c8.
Oh, right. Okay. So the knight's what if white's f6 is more effective than knight over here. It's going to take some time to get back to e6. Is that significant? It's only two steps away.
Of course, but f6 hasn't been played yet. White can wait. I mean, there are all sorts of ideas. It's not out of the question that Anand could play something strange like knight h5 to f6.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rather odd, but.
Okay, so what does black want to do? I suppose we've got to understand first what white's threatening to understand what black can do defensively. I guess.
Well, white has several ideas in the air. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You don't know which pawn's going to come forward, or even the piece.
So even e6 or f6 or not g6, surely not, but h4 might be a candidate.
As I said, knight h5 to f6.
Knight f5.
Not h5 to f6.
Oh, to knight 8. Oh wow, like that.
Okay, can you
Oh, that looks like a killer.
You can't ignore it though, can you?
That looks like a killer threat. Knight h5 to f6 check.
I mean, it's a bit random. But
no, the queen's coming in on the dark squares. Yeah, that looks like a killer. I think it's identified a killing knight maneuver.
Well, after king h8, if queen 8, if
knight here.
let's have a look. Sorry,
f6.
No, wait till it comes to f6 first.
Oh, what do we do here with black? That's really good, Paul. You're a bit of a hacker.
But it's quite a slow build-up, isn't it? You have to play knight f6, queen f4 to h4.
So we just leave it there. What do we want to do with black? So we take here. Knight f6.
Queen b6.
Queen b6.
Queen f4 conveniently attacks and defends at the same time.
Right, so we're gonna go for that.
It's difficult to believe it works, to be honest.
Okay, well, if we take rook g8, yeah, this doesn't look too sound actually, does it?
No, it doesn't, does it?
No, because
not enough pieces to.
It's a bit slow.
Yeah.
Not enough pieces to mate.
You don't have time for queen h6 and rook f4 to h4.
So king h8 is good prophylaxis, actually, isn't it? Just ready for the g file, yeah? Good prophylaxis move, king h8.
I don't believe Magnus is going to play king h8 in this position.
No, he doesn't need to play until knight h5 or something, right? He'll probably try and... Maybe he just gives up the c pawn, plays queen f4.
It's just about, there are various ideas hanging around.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know how many moves they've played?
Can
someone tell us how many moves they've played?
No, I can work it out.
Can you? Okay.
It's move 22 is f5, move 22.
Move 22, okay. So no time troublers yet.
So you guys should come around for other major events in chess. This is pretty good fun. The World Championship is going to be every year, do you think, from now on?
It's normally every 2 years, isn't it?
I know, but they accelerated it, didn't they? Because we had one last year, so maybe it's every year now.
Who knows?
Yeah, why did they have one so quickly after last year? Maybe Anand's tired from that still.
I think the worst thing FIDE did to Anand was that Karpov thing. He had to go through that whole knockout, and very shortly after had to play Karpov.
Who was just in the final, basically.
Yeah, and he said who was already in the final. And he just said it was like they took me via coffin to go and play Karpov. Said something. There's a funny quote about that. He was extremely tired.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Okay. If you do other events, normally there would be tournaments, so there'd be like several games going on at once.
So, Paul, do you think Ponomarev will be one of the great chess world champions remembers in a long time to come from those knockouts? Wasn't he world champion from one of the knockouts?
Yeah.
There was something even weaker, wasn't there?
Kazimjanov
and somebody else. Wasn't there a time when Timon was world champion for about half an hour or something?
Was it? You know, Adams nearly had a shot though to become world champion under that format.
Well, he did. He was in the final and he lost.
He lost to Kazimjanov.
He lost to Kazimjanov.
It's a shame.
Still wasn't on TV though, was it?
Yeah. Oh, have we lost our comments? I'll just check the comments. Hi, we got our comments.
Yep.
Thomas Villiers, is that Thomas Villiers from Muswell Hill Chess Club? We're in some confusion that you might be from Muswell Hill Chess Club. If you just let us know.
I'd guess it probably is him. Okay, so
hang on, isn't that doesn't that look like someone we know from Wood Creek? No, not quite. Genghis looks a bit like Genghis. No, okay, maybe not.
I don't think he'd call himself Ludwig Magnusson, honestly.
No, it's not Genghis. Califman.
Halifman.
He was world champion once.
He was.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we now? We seem to have drifted away from looking at the game. Let's get back to the game. What's Black going to do here?
We're not a million miles away from the game. Here's the game, isn't it?
Yes. But let's get back to discussing the game.
Oh, discussing the game, yes.
Black to play.
Oh, you did say yesterday earlier. Oh, thank you, Hero. Sorry, I must have missed that on the chat. So, the weakest world champion of all time, probably Califman. Is that true? No, it's all era
call
based.
him weak.
No, it's not that weak. Well, because White has so many different attacking options. If you were playing this in a one-day game, you'd wait for your opponent's move, wouldn't you, to try and calculate? If you start calculating every time and you don't know what they've moved, you can waste a lot of energy sometimes. Maybe it'd be like walking around, trying to think more generally, rather than concrete is a buzzword I keep hearing. Concrete. You just wait for your opponent's move, and then you can think more concretely about variations. So here, as Black, I don't know, Black needs to anticipate the major attacking options. I think King H8 would seem to be anticipating Knight H5 to F6, because we can always use that G file. But what else is there for White? The Knight is 2 squares away from jumping back to E6, so on F6, maybe G6. Let's go with G6 as a try. What we do here on G6?
Well, again, your E6 idea is possible. Also.
E6.
It's possible.
So we're going to sack a pawn.
F6.
So we're tying down the rook because we've always got.
The thing
F7.
I don't like about this is we now allow Black to defend D5.
Yes, defend on D5.
I don't mind so much giving a pawn up.
Yes,
but allowing Black to solidify his pawn chain.
But now we've undermined that pawn chain. This is a virtual pawn chain, so we can go for that pawn chain with H4 here, H5 to try and get into this pawn chain, can't we?
It's quite slow.
It is slow.
I
Okay,
mean,
let's give Black a move here, just as an example.
Well, I think Black should get on with his play, like
Queen B6 or C B6.
Yeah, I'll take on C3. I'll probably take on C3.
Let's go
anyway.
with H4 here. So I want to get in this H5.
Knight B4.
Queen B6.
Knight B4 or Queen B6?
One of them. Yeah, Queen B6.
Queen B6. Queen F4. Now we've got F7 as a killer threat with Queen F6 mating. We blockade. Have to blockade.
Yes.
Now H5. It's starting to creak, isn't it? The kingside. It's like, because I've seen the Kasparov game recently. It's like he's undermining a pawn chain, to get his.
Okay, but it's only starting.
Like virtual pawn chain undermining. Forget the attack. You've got the attack concept, but you've got a pawn chain undermining concept as well,
yep.
which is linked to king's safety.
D4 is also creaking, so let's play Knight B4.
Yeah. So HG
takes.
And now here, what about, say, okay, Knight H5 doesn't do anything, Bishop E4 doesn't do anything. We need something quick.
Queen H4.
Queen H4. What about Bishop E4?
Queen takes D4, check.
Oh, Queen takes D4,
check.
We can't get to G6, so you say Queen H4 to get onto H6.
Mm.
Yeah, this is starting to get critical.
Rook H7, F7.
F7 check.
Check.
And that starts to get nasty. So taking Queen H7,
check.
We're getting this G pawn.
Yeah,
but we're losing D4 here. I don't know about this.
It still looks
take the pawn
fine for Black. Well, go to
check.
F8. Don't go to E8. Go to F8.
Go to F8.
F8.
Oh.
This is pretty random. You can pick up a bishop. This is pretty random, though, isn't it? I don't think Black's not losing this.
Oh God, we've run out of attacking pieces actually. No, the centre's crumbled.
Can we? Well, this is the counterplay that.
We've got the queen h8 check here.
Check.
Protect d4 from afar.
King e7. You have 3 pawns down.
Yeah, these pieces are not going anywhere, are they?
Queen f6 check.
Check.
No, I'm not convinced. This
Bishop
c-pawn.
No, this is completely lost.
Bishop h3.
No, that doesn't do anything.
Bishop h3. No, this
So-
is hopeless.
Too slow, isn't it? It's all too slow. So it would seem as though we're trying to show this example here that maybe this e6 might not be working so
Well, let's
well.
have a look at a long-term f6 sort of plan.
So f6 instead.
Because I'm not convinced you can defend d7 very easily.
Yeah.
Here. After h4, h5, open the h file.
Well, this just go like this, and we can always sack on h5 with h5.
Yeah.
So what does black play here?
I think B takes c3.
Okay, we'll go in for the kill.
There is a defensive manoeuvre here. Knight c7.
Yes, to e6.
Queen h4, knight e6.
Right.
Bishop h3.
Bishop h3.
The thing is, we can put, say, the queen on c7. So when that knight's taken,
c7, yeah,
we're defending along the
yeah.
second rank.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. Knight f5 might be good here for h7 to undermine the pawn chain again. Friend knight e7. That might be a killer move here. It's starting to look critical.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous.
So black's getting slaughtered here. Simple. Just go for f6. Simple, isn't it? It's the simplest one in the book. Just go for f6.
Looks pretty hairy.
Unless we can give up the exchange, let's try and give up the exchange. We'll just take that. Is that too dangerous to just give up the exchange? Is this position?
Has he got knight h6 check? Doesn't work now.
Well, maybe we can
Check.
just go.
Yeah, just go to h8. Why not?
Okay.
Alright, then bishop takes c6.
Bishop takes e6. Oh, he's played b. He's played b3.
b3.
So
Wow.
Magnus is aiming, trying to win here, isn't he?
But b3, I mean, it's quite a cool decision, isn't it? He's abandoned the idea of undermining the pawn chain.
Yeah. Wow.
And he's just saying, okay, come on, Vishy, you know,
Come and get me.
let's see your attack.
Let's see the attack. Yeah.
Show me your cards.
Yeah.
I mean, he's also actually put his knight out of play. His knight now has no
Yeah, it hasn't got
squares.
b4 to come in.
Or c5. So
To come in here, this c3 pawn. It looks really too slow. It's like he's playing like a 1970 computer. He just wants to be hacked on the kingside. 1980s computer. No.
So there's comments that Carlsen's playing like Houdini.
Oh no, really?
Has he really played all the moves of Houdini so far?
Blimey, there's an engine evaluation here. The black's slightly better actually. Yeah. Yeah. Technically, the engine is I think like black at the moment. Yeah, but this f6 looks just so dangerous. I think we're above the engine horizon. The engines are limited because they have to do incremental depth search. So after a certain point, though, there's the horizon effect. They can't see beyond this horizon. So I think the engines might have it wrong because this is doing permanent damage to black's king safety. This f6 type move. Let's run this through again. What do we play here? G6 or knight? We do want to play G6, right? Because otherwise, taking is slicing the pawn.
Obviously, Carlsen
We're
hasn't.
slicing the pawn. Sorry. Yeah.
Carlsen has anticipated f6. Yes, he has spotted this move.
Maybe G6 must be.
Yes, yeah, I'm saying Carlsen is aware of this. He's looked at it.
Yeah, Queen H4, Knight E6, Queen
Instead of
H6,
Queen H4.
C7, Bishop H3.
Instead of Queen
H4.
H4, by the way, can we do this H4 opening the H file idea?
It's a bit slow, isn't it?
Well, what's black doing in the meantime?
Okay, Queen H4.
I mean, Queen f4 to h4 looks stronger to me.
Yes, I like the use of the. No.
Alright, let's have a look at the Queen F4 move then, because I don't see a breakthrough anyway. I think black can defend this.
Alright, I thought we started to see something here with. Was it Bishop H3?
Bishop h3, yeah.
Didn't we just knight f5 is the breakthrough. What do you do here? If you take here, you're getting like mated, aren't you? It looks very likely to me.
Yes, basically you are.
And rook e8 looks. Right, now here's the question. What do we do here with white? So knight e7. Are we sacking
Check.
exchange?
Well, no, you can still play king h8, can't you?
We're playing king h8 here.
Yeah.
Well, now we can take on e6,
Yeah.
and then we can play rook
So,
f4.
No, queen
Threatening
h6.
queen takes h7.
Queen h6 as well, actually.
Oh, just queen h6, even simpler. And the knight's actually.
So we
stopping
have to set the
g8.
exchange, right?
That's force mate.
So we sack the exchange. Rook takes e7.
And is this blockade
Takes.
good enough? He's got the pass b pawn.
Well,
Queen
he's got
takes.
pass b pawn.
Oh man, there's nothing here now.
And g5 is on prise as
Oh
well.
my word. Is this the idea?
Rook f6.
Oh, it looks as though that pawn's even worse after rook f6.
Possibly white has to take on e6 with the bishop instead of that.
There's also a cheapo here. Knight takes g5. That we got knight f3 check. We've got a pin here.
Yeah, there's
fork
another
here.
cheapo. Queen takes g5. There's another cheapo. Can you spot it?
h3. Bishop
Rook takes
g6.
Check.
Rook g6. Does that actually work? Because we've got b2 here.
It does work, yes.
Yeah, b2 we just stop. Okay.
So I'm thinking maybe after bishop takes e6 in that position, which will probably lead to a draw.
Instead of knight f5.
Instead of rook f6. After knight e7.
Knight e7 here.
Yeah.
Check.
Takes. Queen takes. Well, should probably take on e6.
Yeah. With a draw.
And I imagine this is probably drawn.
Oh no. I was looking forward to
Even
an
the exchange up.
attack.
Yeah. Actually, black may be better with putting the bishop on f5. Could be actually awkward for white. So
Oh my
I
word.
don't actually like that now. No.
Oh my word. So no attack. The attack's going to be disintegrated.
There's no attacks. It's now an ending.
And he's got this just hanging past pawn.
Does white have to play knight e7? Can you play another?
No, that's just losing
Can
knight
you play
e7.
knight h6 check instead?
Alright, so we
Check.
go to what, h8? f8. h8. What is the knight doing? We've run out of steam. The attack's run out of steam, hasn't it? That's a really cool move, Paul.
Well,
defending like laterally.
Well, in that case, then the h4, h5 idea must
Okay,
be tried as well.
let's put the knight back on f5 and leave it there and see if we can find
Hang on,
something.
Tom's saying something. Hold on a sec. What is he saying? Oh, in what line? Knight f5? This line, knight f5.
Okay, well, he's done it in a different position.
No, in a different position, yeah. It's just rook e8. Just blimey. He's absorbing all the punches here on the king side.
Knight d6.
Okay, so queen h6.
Queen h6.
Yes.
What's the threat? Oh, actually, we can play knight g7, maybe, then taking here, then taking there, and then f7.
Well, those are the sort of general ideas.
So knight g7. We play b2 here, just to tie the rook down. So knight g7.
Well, possibly we can now play rook b1.
Oh, just rook b1.
Possibly.
Oh, okay. We get b2.
Well, after b2, rook b1, can't you just take the knight?
I
don't think so.
Knight f8.
Queen g7.
Oh, mate.
Checkmate.
Oh, yeah.
Checkmate. Well,
Yeah,
just,
of course.
it's quite a nice sound, isn't it? Nice to see when the girl says checkmate.
It is good. Knight f5, eh?
So we've got the idea of knight g7. All right, let's see this in action. So let's just see it as an example. Knight g7. Rook moves. Knight takes Bishop takes. Bishop takes.
Mate.
Oh, mating. Sorry.
That's the point of getting rid of the knight, though.
Yeah. We get rid of the knight so we can make.
So this is winning. This knight G7 looks. Oh, this looks really dangerous. Wow. Okay, King H8. Hold on. Someone said King H8 for Rook G8. Right, let's go with King H8 for Rook G8. So thanks. Manuel Jinquera says Rook H8 for Rook G8. Can we smash this? Knight G7.
I'd like to play Rook F4 here, but I'm sure it doesn't work.
Rook F4.
Yeah.
No, it threatens Queen takes H7. Doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
Knight takes F4.
Yes, it does.
Sorry.
No, if Rook G8, Rook G8, Queen
yeah.
takes.
Yeah.
This is mate.
Checkmate.
So Rook F4 is this?
B2. No.
B2. Rook H4.
I think we're out of engine
Check.
horizon.
Bishop F1.
See, that bishop was always useful, wasn't it?
Careful, Paul.
This is amazing, isn't it? This is this really black's best?
Well, it's not very good, is it? Because he's getting mated.
There must be a defensive move here somewhere.
Not here. This is over.
Yeah, but this knight F5 move there. What's the follow up? What's the run up to knight F5? Go back a bit.
Yeah, that F6 does facilitate knight F5. Yeah. Right, let's go back. So we go back to B3. We play F6. It seems quite thematic, doesn't it? The variation seems to have thematic qualities about it.
The thing is, Magnus now has less counterplay, less immediate counterplay, undermining the pawn chain.
Not G6, rather G takes F6. Manuel Junquera says G takes F6.
I don't like G takes F6
Oh,
at all.
G takes is G5
no,
open.
Queen G5.
But is he going to play
No,
King
King
H8?
H8. I think that's the idea.
Yeah, Queen H6.
G8.
Rook F4.
Rook F4 now threatens Queen takes H7. Rook, yeah. Rook G6.
Yeah, Rook F4 is not correct.
Oh, we got a problem here, Houston. How do we get the hack attack here?
Knight F5.
Knight F5. No, this is not good.
It just takes, isn't it?
Oh, does the cool cucumber defense here? Well done,
Okay,
Manuel Jinquera.
let's go back a move after G takes F6. I can't believe G takes F6 is good. It just doesn't look right.
What about Knight H5?
Okay, let's
Let's get a Knight to H5.
Yeah, Knight H5. That's better. Is it?
I'd imagine so. Right, let's go with King H8 and Knight takes F6. We've got an improvement here. Rook G8, we can just take that. We've got Queen B1 coming just to make
H7. I don't like this for black.
Yes, Manuel Jancara, we're going to ask you something about your G takes F6. What do you play to Knight H5? Actually, what about taking and then E4? So, you know, taking Knight F6 check, we've got E4.
Check.
I mean, Bishop takes, it's too slow, Bishop takes E4, surely.
No, does he stop mate on H7?
Well, what do we take here?
No.
It doesn't threaten anything.
It doesn't threaten. Black's got a move. That's dangerous to give black a move here.
But after... Well, you can't take it, can you?
Well, black's even got Rook G8 actually here for taking on G5 potentially. I don't know. Hang on. No, hang on. Let's have a look.
Well, this is quite random again.
Someone's saying Alan Hart Pert saying if Knight H5 then Knight C7. Well, let's have a quick look at this. Knight H5. Then Knight C7. Knight takes F6. Alan Pert
Check.
saying Knight. No, it's check. It's check. Check.
Followed by, well, king h8.
And we're just mating here. Is this G takes F6 black's best defense? Okay, does anyone else want to try and defend black here in this particular position, just out of interest? Should we just go back to this for a moment?
Check.
What king G7 as well? Let's go back to this. E4, bishop E4. So we're threatening just bishop takes D5 to get out of the way, and then queen H7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say rook G8. Because we're on G5.
Just take it.
Yeah. And then we've got queen takes G5.
Check.
King H1.
Queen takes G8.
Oh.
Bishop takes D5. End of game.
Is that in game? We've got bishop. Is that in the game?
Must be.
Yeah. The knight's out of play completely.
Okay, Alan puts it knight H5, bishop F5. Okay, okay. He likes defending this guy. Alan, knight H5, bishop F5. Come on,
Rook's out.
we just got the rook on it. Hang on, here, bishop F5. We just take with the rook.
No, you're saying it in the current position.
Oh, sorry. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay. All right. So what's happening here? F6 looks good, right?
It does. But he's still thinking about it.
So on G6 we just want to play like this, like this, like this, like this, like this.
Route 1 as they call it these days.
Route 1?
Yes.
Why is that called Route 1? Direct route?
Yes, that's what it means. Most direct route.
I didn't know it's called Route 1. When did that happen?
Haven't you heard the term Route 1? People use it all the time these days.
It's come from the States.
Most things come from the States.
So it's clear now that black's completely lost. Just joking, just joking. It's not clear, it's not clear. I don't know what's going on. It just looks interesting. It's never, when trying to do analysis, say anything committal, it will just be wrong. Just keep it loose, flexible.
Well, if you're analysing aggressive tactics, I mean, you know, you miss one move, it can change the whole evaluation of the game.
We'll highlight G7 here, the target. There's a weakness in the Death Star. It's G7. G7 is the weakness in the Death Star here. You know Star Wars?
Not really, no.
Guys.
Yeah, but you've got to fire the lasers very accurately. Yeah.
Very accurate precision is needed to get to G7.
I saw the original. I saw the original in 1978, and that was it for me. I'm not into science fiction. Sorry.
Someone's saying.
So you're not Jedi then?
D4 knight F6 C4 C5 D4. Someone Benoni's structure nickname is saying before F6 to play knight H5. You mean I'm gonna have to remove all my nice arrows to have a look at knight H5? Okay, but we've examined that. That wasn't as good.
I think he wants to put the knight on G7.
Oh, just to take on G7?
No. To actually play F6 G6 knight G7.
All right. But I don't think that's as clear cut, is it?
No, I don't think it is either.
Oh, we've lost all our arrows now. I don't think that's as clear cut. Let's put these arrows back.
Without our arrows.
Yes, we need the arrows. It's going like this. This defense, this attack, and knight F5, and rook F4 after that. Yeah, this will be good. Rook F4 is coming like that. Danny, sorry, did Danny make a great comment? Sorry, I missed something. Danny, what was the comment? Can you repeat it? Truth Cap is right. So Route 1 is direct. My games must be on Route 66, and I get lost at move 10.
Very funny. Is that in the opening then? Move 10. Unless you play the Berlin Wall.
So how long has Vishy been thinking now? It's quite some time. He's studying F6 carefully.
He's trying to put as much pressure on Carlsen as possible so he cracks.
Do you want a tea or another coffee, anyone? What do you want, tea? Coffee? Coffee.
Whatever you
Do you have continuous coffee?
Hey, I don't need to cheer up.
What?
I'm fine.
Do you want a tea? Anything? Do you still have sugar in your tea? Milk? No sugar. Okay. Do you want? You don't want anything?
No, I'm fine. I've got my fruit juice.
Right. I think I have tea as well. Yeah. Oh, nice wish to see.
So who's saying Paul's miserable?
Someone just said I was miserable on the. Let's go back a bit. I hate these arrows. They're just putting me off. So F6, I think G6 is pretty much forced, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not playing G6. Come on, play G6.
G6. Now what?
This is the kind of position you get in, White's Play and Win, advanced tactics books.
What was the suggestion before? Queen F4, right?
Yep, Queen F4 to H4 and... who needs subtlety when you can go for checkmate? Yeah, they all want a cup of tea.
We'll send it over in a few minutes. What do you want? Chamomile? English breakfast?
Yeah, come round here, you can have a cup of tea.
No, we're still going for this Queen H4, aren't we? Yeah?
Yeah, okay, so, Queen F4. Knight C7. Queen H4. Knight E6. And now you've got to find the winning move. Is there anything else?
Is there anything else? What about Queen H6?
Yeah, did we mention this before? Queen H6.
Queen H6 with the idea of what? Rook F4?
Rook F4, possibly.
How does black defend here now? King H8?
Well, there's always B2 as a distraction.
Okay. Don't think I'm too worried about B2. So Rook F4 is not possible because of queening. Check.
Yeah. Maybe possible, but it looks a bit much.
Bit too much to expect.
Yeah.
Not so easy from here, is it?
And if Rook B1, Queen A5 is rather annoying. With the threat of Queen A1. Whether you take the pawn on B2 or not.
Yep.
I mean, this pawn on B3 is a big problem.
It's a long-term problem, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also a short-term problem. White wants to reroute all his pieces towards black's king, but
it doesn't quite work, does it? Queen H6. It's not enough. There's no mate in 3 or 4 or something.
And the pawn on B3 is a permanent asset because it's solidly defended, and it can leap into action at any point.
So Queen H6, we don't think is correct. Did we say Bishop H3 before?
Yeah, we did Bishop H3 and now Queen C7 maybe.
Queen C7, defending laterally.
Defending laterally.
Right.
Thomas Villiers wants to play H3, King H2, Rook F4. It's a bit, which is
slow, isn't it?
It's slow. Black gets some moves as well, so it's not out of the question.
Well, what's happened? Anything exciting?
Haven't moved.
Oh, where should I put this? Do you want a banana? Yeah. Do you want a pear? Banana?
No thanks.
Okay, just in there. Sorry. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I think I might have banana pear. I feel a bit raw. Okay. banana. No, it's not. It's okay.
He must be looking at this kind of variation after f6, no? He has to go down quite deep to work out, because if this doesn't work, then f6 is premature. You know, one move, one extra tempo to prepare all this attack is vital, isn't it? Otherwise you get to the end of it and you think, right, where's my attack? I'm losing the endgame.
So you think he's looking at moves like Queen f4, maybe?
Queen f4?
Yes.
Where?
Well, in the current position. I mean, maybe he's thinking about not playing f6 immediately. I mean, Queen f4 is a preparatory move.
No, I think Kasparov said pawns around the king are often like attacking pieces in their own right.
He did. He said that one of his games against Torre from 1982, pawn on e3 is a piece, he said. But I can't remember what square it was on, but anyway, it was a piece, he said. It is a piece.
It is a piece, yeah.
Apparently Nigel Short doesn't like h4.
Does look a bit slow at h4.
That was my initial feeling. Because you have to get the rook onto the h file or something, don't you?
Yeah,
which takes a long
Queen's
time.
just heading for that g7.
In answer to your comment, I don't like carrots.
Carrots?
Sorry. Carrot juice.
No, tomato juice, Paul. Tomato juice.
I don't like tomato juice either.
Yeah, with a bit of
apple juice, orange juice, grapefruit
Worcester
juice.
sauce. Worcester sauce.
Grapefruit juice.
Yeah, Queen f4, you've got knight c7 again, yeah?
But at least that cuts off the queen from coming into the game via a5.
Let's go with this answer. Cool.
We think just b2 here is good.
b2. b2?
Yes.
So knight f5. Rook e8.
I wonder how
we said
Magnus is looking.
Knight g7. Or we did. No, we said rook f. Oh, okay. We stopped rook f4 because that queening.
Yeah.
So knight g7, and we're attacking the rook.
Maybe it goes back to f8.
Goes to f8. March the king over here would free the rook up. We get the king here. Then we've got rook f4 to h4. Just joking. No, but seriously, what? Oh, I don't know. Do we have to do that?
Well, Thomas Phillips wanted to play h3 and king h2.
What about just king g2? So we avoid the check. Then rook f4. No, it's check on f4.
Maybe. Yes. Somebody said there are always two kings on the board. Got some computer analysis there.
Time is going to be
knight h5 minus 0.4.
Wow. So Neurogel, knight at h5 minus 0.4. Seems slow. Wow. The problem is the computers are seeing millions and millions of positions of saying their moves are like pinpoint accuracy based on that. Humans can't really do that. The follow-ups can't get the follow-ups that engines can.
They can work out the tactics. Tactics.
So actually, this b2 does seem to hold down White's attacking initiative. This threat of queening, just the threat of queening. I don't know how we progress here.
Well, it's a permanent asset, isn't it?
Yeah. In fact, I don't know what to do here with White.
Do you think Carlsen has worked out that there's no
Knight
mating?
takes, f takes. We defend g7 just like this.
He can't really look at every possibility for White, can he? There's just so many options.
Oh.
But I mean, to play a move like b3, you must be counting on staying alive in the endgame, right?
Problem with knight h5 is b2, truth crackers.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a move that you would play if you were afraid.
It's a very confident move, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's, come on, show me what you've got.
Yeah, it's quite astounding that he's just not afraid.
Because of this b2 possibility. It's incredible. Knight gets there just in time.
It puts a lot of pressure on Anand, though, doesn't it? This kind of protected pass pawn. Because if he doesn't have this attack, then
do we need bishop h3?
Struggling. Yeah.
Do we need bishop h3?
You can play if you want.
What about h4, h5? Let's play h4. I like trapping our own queen.
Nothing wrong with trapping your own queen. Okay, queen b6 now.
There might be,
What do you want? Only move.
No, queen b3. Visit.
Followed by taking on c3
or just queen c2. What are we doing about this?
There's bishop h3 now.
Oh.
No, queen takes c3.
Yeah, bishop takes e6.
And we're on g3.
Oh, you're on g3. Oh, okay, hold on, no...
Draw?
Oh, let's draw.
It's still a draw, isn't it? Bishop takes e6 is a draw.
Yeah.
You're not going to get more than perpetual out of that.
Blimey. This is tying down the attack. It's guaranteeing perpetual. We can't trap our own queen with h4 then. Let's go for h5. A bit too slow. Cruelty of chess. So near but so far. Is queen f4 too slow? How about queen a3, guys? Just use that diagonal.
Where's that going?
It's not going anywhere, is it? We're just losing our attack. No.
It's interesting. Play on the other side of the board.
What would be a plan here? Maybe this d5. Could we go a different plan to a hit d5? We're keeping a lock and key on the pawn.
Knight c7 just comes in, isn't it?
Oh, 96, and then g5 is loose. Stops knight f4.
h4.
h4.
There's no winning plan here for white, is there? Mind you, if we take off and then play knight f4, I don't know.
King will cook on a bit loose if you do that. But again, d5 is also another problem. d5 is permanently weak.
Yes, d5 is permanently weak, but we can't put more pressure on it here.
Well, I can even throw in something like queen d6
queen
or something.
d6. Right.
Well, bishop b7 defends the pawn there, right?
Bishop b7. Is that against queen d6? We can just okay.
And then there are moves like queen a8, right?
Queen a8 coming up.
Yeah, black. Yeah, seems to be doing quite well now.
God, you played it so simply. This past b pawn, so simply done.
It's a very, very confident move. I don't know many human players who would have played that move. You know, you take on c3 to try and get counterplay against d4, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Blimey.
Rather than this sort of long-term endgame.
Yeah.
Sort of, it's basically a threat. If Anand goes into an endgame, he's going to lose.
I mean, but basically, it's saying, right, I'm playing b3 to stop your rook joining in the attack.
I didn't realise that. Yeah, that's incredible.
b3 basically stops the rook leaving the back rank. Not always, but
it's quite a profound concept, though, isn't it? It's basically saying
it's quite logical,
restricting white.
Blimey, it's incredible that we can just restrict white with b2. B2 here.
You don't play b2 yet. Wait till the queen goes to h4.
Oh, then you play b2 to stop this rook.
Yeah.
Joining in.
Yeah, I think now if b2 here, then I think the queen will round it up with queen d2.
Yeah. Okay. So we play knight c7 here. Oh man. So I can't see the attack anymore. It's gone. Gone.
Well, we'll see. Vishy is now behind on the clock for the first time in the game, I think.
Yeah.
he was well ahead at one point.
There's even a knight takes g5 tactic in some of these lines, because of this knight f3 check, if we were tying down the rook. Yeah? This knight... No, unless it's getting mated on
so knight takes g5.
Which move number are we on?
Looks a bit dubious for g7.
About move 25, I believe.
25, so we've got, what, another...
Was it just 23?
We've got 15 moves to make in 34 minutes, 35 minutes.
17 moves. So, some potential time trouble, possibly. If they carry on thinking like this. It's looking quite like a decisive result.
Yeah, but who's going to get the vital point?
Exactly.
Isn't it match over if Anand loses in this one now?
Yes. There'll be 3 down with 3 to play, and he's black in 2 of those games.
There's all kind of stops. Just check.
So he'll have to win twice with black, once with white, and then win your play off. I think that's not happening. He needs to win today. I think even a draw wouldn't be enough.
He obviously realises that, which is why he's playing this opening. In fact, the next few moves are actually going to be crucial for the whole match, aren't they? Let's face it. He's got to get this attack in.
I think they've got to play 17 moves.
I think this has been recommended by some other sources for the check on f6. We were saying king h8 before, weren't we? King h8?
It's been a bit slow, but basically they've got to play 17 moves in the next hour and 8 minutes.
Let's go back to this knight h5. Let's revise this knight h5. We're saying king h8 in response to knight h5. Yeah, just to be able to use the g file.
Well, you don't have to play it necessarily in that position, but
well, I think if the knight's committed to,
you can go here. You'd rather see the knight going to f6 first and then play.
Wait a sec. We can play this trick to get tempo.
Well, bishop b7. Oh no, knight c7.
Well, f5 is on prise.
F5 is on prise. No, there's knight g6 check.
Check.
F5, not g5.
Oh, sorry. F5. Okay, we just lose that d pawn.
Quite possibly.
Hang on, what about taking with the bishop? Is that
yeah, but there's queen takes g5 is check now.
It's check.
Check.
Oh, yeah, that's tricky. Oh, I don't know what's going on there.
This is quite messy.
Yeah. Okay.
Possibly good for white, but
well, we'll take with the knight, so we're on the bishop.
Okay. Bishop d3.
Rook f2.
Rook f2 possibly.
Maybe this is alright for white, just to get the central pawn mobility going, yeah? Get the central pawns going instead.
That pawn on b3 is
it's
even stronger now.
Well, the rook defends a little bit.
It's true, but if b2 square is undefended, then b2, b1 will hit immediately.
Knight c7. Knight d4 here. Got some nice possibilities coming up.
Well, can you just play knight e6?
Possible.
Knight e6. Whose king is safer? I suppose white keeps nice with bishop is fine. Yeah, d5 is could be played as well.
Want to protect g5?
Yeah, h4. Yeah.
Okay, is knight takes d4 possible here? Quite possibly it isn't, but queen takes.
No, probably not.
It does look like menacing two connected passed pawns. I think maybe knight c6, protect c5.
Probably just take on h4. You haven't got many pawns left. I'm just going to start taking them.
What are pawns?
Actually, no. Yeah. Yeah, White's lost control here.
Queen c3.
Yeah, but you lost control. I just take another one on g5. Got 4 pawns for the piece.
Yeah, starting to get a lot of pawns. Yeah. Yeah. So this is.
So rook f4 then instead of rook f2, right?
Yeah, apparently.
F4. Just losing g5.
Apparently, Anand's been thinking for 37 minutes.
What about e6 here?
Hey guys.
37 minutes.
Apparently, yeah.
That's his longest thing.
It is. Could be the longest thing of the whole match. Who knows?
He has to. He has to make sure that he gets in some kind of.
This is right. Hell, Queen g5,
knockout
e6.
if it exists.
What do you want to play with black here?
Queen takes g5.
Okay, so is e6 any good? Oh, it's b2. Hang on, no, it's not b2. The knight's holding the rook as well.
It hangs together, doesn't it?
Actually, there's also a threat of queen a3 here. Look, we've got some loose pieces to attack.
Yeah.
This is a bit. Okay, how about bishop e4? Tactics. Probably doesn't work, but I like it.
But we've got loose pieces there, so
Bishop
I
e4.
take on e4.
Queen takes c1.
Queen
takes c1.
Okay, got you.
No, bishop e4.
Look what I. Tactics, yes?
Yes.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yes. You can be an evil tactician on occasion, can't you, Paul?
e7.
Queen takes g2, mate.
Yes, that's evil. Pins.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
2 pins, isn't it, being exploited?
Yeah, so this is a little bit too much, isn't it? Rook f4 is not good then. Forget rook f4. So bishop d3. I really think that's the best move.
Okay, what do we do here? Let's go with rook f2 again. What was wrong with rook f2? I want to play this queen a3 at some point.
Didn't we say knight?
c7.
c7.
I think knight b4 is an interesting move, isn't it, in the circumstance for d3? Is that interesting? Huh?
Sorry?
This is an interesting move in the circumstances to play knight b4 here.
Yes. This is what we don't have before now, knight e6.
Well, h4. Oh, you said knight d4.
Knight takes d4.
How weird. Oh man, this is crazy. This is mind blowing. This is where chess, blows your mind. Yeah, these dynamic possibilities. Yeah.
All right, so let's take the knight, and after queen takes, and play something like queen f4 then.
Queen f4.
Yeah.
We're going to end up with these 2 dangerous passed pawns.
How about b2?
b2.
b2.
I'll just take the queen then.
I queen and take your knight on b4.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Let's just show that.
Check.
I know you take on d3 now. No, it's queen e1. Queen e1.
Bishop f1.
Sorry, what's going on here?
Queen e1 check.
Queen e1 check.
Bishop f1.
Bishop f1. Yep, doesn't work.
What about queen takes? Sorry, I've lost the plot totally.
Queen e1 check.
No, it's black's move, and
black's move,
and he's losing.
Okay.
Let's go back then.
So I'm losing the plot.
Queen f4, right? I'm saying queen f4.
You're saying queen f4.
You can't
just take it. Take it and play b2.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering initially.
Yeah.
Just this pawn is queening.
Yeah. White is not doing well here.
No.
Because actually f1 is stopped. The poor rook can't get back.
So this doesn't work then. This doesn't work. So queen f4 is not possible.
Daniel King's not here.
Maybe he's just made a post. I don't know. You never know.
Is Daniel King around? Sorry, he's born on the same day as me.
I'm sure Daniel King is probably doing his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing it for chess base. Huh?
Losing on time will be so lame. Squirrel John writes. 45 minutes spent. Raghuram Shankar.
He has moved almost 3/4 of an hour.
Well, this is crunch time, I'm afraid. If he makes the wrong plan now and it fizzles out to a draw, that's it. Match over.
Well, let's hope he's worked everything out. Or maybe he can't find anything.
It feels like the whole of the championship series comes down to this move.
I think that's a very good comment actually. It's very true.
What, this move now?
I think this next move will determine whether he can hold on to this title.
I mean, of course, if he wins, he's still going to be a point down with 3 to play.
So Qualman writes that. Jay Qualman wrote with 2 N's, Qualman. So it feels like the whole of the championship series comes down to this move.
That's spot on, I think. That
but if Vishy wins, he's still going to be Magnus is still going to be clear favourite. He's going to be a point ahead with 3 to play.
Yeah.
Two whites.
But psychologically,
there's a danger.
Psychologically, Anand will have won the last game.
Yeah, but he's still Magnus is still going to be favourite.
But look what happened at the candidates, non-candidates, right?
It's true.
There was a 1 point difference, and it was all in the last round. He was leading by a point, and they both the front runners lost, both lost.
Yeah.
So he's got nerves as well, clearly.
It seems if I type hi, we get a load more chat. So it kicks the chat into gear. I did a dual commentary video with Daniel King, actually. It was good fun. It's on the channel if you want to check it out. It's on the Najdorf. If you look up Sicilian Najdorf dual commentary, there's one with Daniel King.
Yeah, don't tell them now, they'll go away.
Nice guy. Oh, no, don't go away and look at it another time. That's a good point, yeah.
So he's actually been thinking now for a full 3/4 of an hour.
By the way, if any of you are interested in correspondence style chess, it's quite good fun. Chessbowl.net. Give a plug to my site. Check it out. I'm playing nearly 1,000 games currently on chessbowl.net in parallel. I'm not playing very good moves, though. That's the problem.
Surely you're thinking of 3 or 4 hours.
No. I'm thinking there's more analysis goes into this than all the games put together, I think, to be honest. So
Vishy is still thinking.
I think I had a thrill recently I did a couple of chess.
Oh, he's played Queen F4.
Oh, blimey. Breaking news, Queen F4.
Which I suggested, actually, didn't I? As an alternative to F6.
Blimey, Queen F4. So B3, Queen F4. Wow. What are the perks of Queen F4 here?
Well, one idea is to play Queen H4 before F6, which means the knight can't reroute.
Oh, right, this is stopped from E6.
Yes, so say knight C7 now.
Yes.
Queen H4.
Yes. All right.
And then black has to play another move.
Another move, yes. So we get to prepare our attack.
And maybe we can play Bishop H3 first.
Bishop H3 first?
And then
and
F6.
King G2 maybe?
Or something along those lines.
Hey, Queen F4's been played, and it's a fascinating property of Queen F4, Alex.
Yes.
I think Paul's just said that the thing is, we're stopping this automatic defensive manoeuvre. We're keeping the pawn a little bit longer on F5.
Yeah,
and so we can try and prepare this F6 to be the most effective F6 possible.
Yeah. Preparing the pieces before making the committal.
Yeah, we want to make F6 as effective, as killer as possible.
Yeah. But I am wondering if Anand spent ages trying to make F6 work and failed, and they'll have to find something else.
That's Kotov syndrome, isn't it? Or no, that's different. If we're looking at a move and then doing something else, you haven't really analysed. It's sort of Kotov syndrome.
Well, he says you shouldn't do that. Obviously, I think he looked at Queen F4 for some time, but maybe spent most of that 3/4 of an hour looking at F6. Trying to make it work, and he couldn't.
Knight
C7. So now the knight is ready to come to E6 if necessary.
With temper.
On the queen, yes. So the queen. So this knight e6 has been blocked out for the moment. Do we really want to commit to h4 for the queen? Do we really want to do that?
Well, once the queen goes to h4, then b2 comes into play slightly. Interesting enough, here, with the knight blocking the queen's route, can white not swing back with queen f4?
So we've noticed something that the queen is queen f4.
Queen h4.
No, the queen goes back to f4, and we go and pick up that pawn.
Oh right, just go for the pawn.
Yeah.
Wow.
If we can pick up the pawn,
that's Petrosian style, isn't it? Just wait for weaknesses.
He's not going to play b2.
Oh, no, he's gone f6.
Oh, he's gone f6.
Doesn't this transpose then into what we were looking at?
This could end up transposing by the looks of it.
f6.
Knight e6 could be played, I suppose.
It looks fairly sensible to play knight e6. Can we play knight e6 instead of g6? Does it matter? It must matter, yeah. There must be a difference.
Is there some possibility he could just play knight e6
yes.
and queen h4 and rook e8? So if when g7 is taken, black just takes on g5.
Oh right, yes.
I'm not convinced by it.
Good point.
It's a thought.
Well, we don't have to do that. We can do knight f5.
Yeah, you can play other moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, knight e7 check, picking up the pawn on d5 or something.
No, I think there's always an exchange sack on knight e7.
Yeah. But we've been here before.
I think we want to just take on here and play this and slice the pawns. I don't think we want to play knight e7.
Knight takes g7 as well, actually.
Oh, knight.
Yeah. Maybe black has to play g6. Maybe this doesn't quite work.
Sorry, we're not annoying the chat box. It's just a bit delayed. Sorry, f6 has been played. No, we've got f6. I think there's a 20-second delay. So f6 is our latest move. g6 has been played.
Yeah, as we expected.
So what did we say here? Queen h4.
Queen h4 is what we've
for b2.
Been wondering if it works or not.
Yeah. There's always b2. That's the problem, isn't it?
Well, Queen h4, knight e6 first, but we keep b2 in reserve.
Keep that in reserve. So if we park the queen, it's very committal. And then b2. So it's tying down the rook. Let's do a queen sack in effect. Let's allow the queen.
Check.
Yeah.
But I think Vishy's committing himself by playing f6.
What do we play here to rook h4? Hold on. What do we play here?
We already looked at this.
What did we say here?
Where we said black resigns.
Oh. That's pleasant, isn't it?
Is this the same position? No, it's not, is it?
No, we didn't actually go into down this line.
Yeah.
Wow, is black going to have two queens?
What? Knight e8? We never mentioned knight e8. Knight e8?
Oh wow.
What's this?
What's
this?
That doesn't look right, does it?
There's a surprise. Obviously the knight's much safer there. But
what?
But the rook on f8 is completely out of the game.
Yeah, but continue the attack, please.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, it's just possible that he's analysed knight e6 to a loss. Therefore, knight e8 is forced. Often these decisions are made for you. You analyse one move, it clearly loses. Therefore, you play a move you don't really want to play.
So are we going with queen h6 anyway?
This is the method of exclusion, Paul, isn't it?
Well, queen h6 is not so effective now because you can't get rid of the knight on e8, can you?
Right.
The knight on e8 is
probably defending g7. Yeah.
Very solidly. I can't see a way to get rid of the knight. Also, the bishop is controlling all these squares on the c8 to h3 diagonal.
Yeah.
He's basically holding up, isn't he?
What's the weakness of the last move here? We're blocked in the rook.
Yeah, that's the main weakness. The rook on f8 is now doing absolutely nothing.
Well, how do we get rid of that knight?
Well, you can't really, can you?
Can we play knight h5 here to try and get to f4? I know it's a piece.
I think we just take it.
Takes. What, b2 to tie down the rook? Is that?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, queen is going to be actually protecting h7.
Can you round up the pawn now?
Sorry. Oh.
Well, you can, but you're a piece down, so.
Yeah, I don't think knight h5.
No, rook b1 allows bishop f5.
Okay.
Defending everything. Yeah.
No, I don't like this. You don't need to sack a piece, right?
It's interesting. What is White actually doing now? White's attack has been stymied.
Stymied. You like that word, stymied, don't you?
Well, what about knight e2, knight f4 ideas? Knight e2, knight f4.
That's a good point. Knight e2.
That's certainly an idea, isn't it? Yeah, and knight e2 also allows a queen back to e1 if it needs to, and defends c3.
And then you put pressure on this d pawn, then, right?
Yeah, knight e2 is a good move. I like knight e2.
Yes, nice.
Well, he doesn't have that many options, though, really.
It's a bit like your attack the other day.
Thanks. You mean my lack of attack? I thought it was crushing, but the computer only gives me an advantage of like 0.3 or 4 or something. That's not great, is it?
Not in the game we just played. Match we played against Watford. No, that's good.
No, this is the match on Monday.
The threat is stronger than the execution. Yes, Nimzovich is one of the great Nimzovich quotations. The threat is stronger than the execution.
Also, I like Carlsen's elegant bishop on c8, which hasn't moved.
It's a lazy.
What about this theory about connecting rooks, Paul? Obviously, he doesn't subscribe to that.
We've only got one rook each, so they can't connect them. But it's true that rook on f8 isn't doing a great deal, is it? I think he would like to move it to a8, jumping over all those
but
pieces.
But there's going to be a lot of pieces that have to come out of the way for that to happen.
Exactly. If you jump from f8 to a8, I think black will be doing well.
So basically, that knight's going to be there for a while. As long as the queen's on h4, that knight has to stay there.
Pretty much. But I mean, maybe the idea is, White's going to have to start dealing with the b pawn soon, and when the queen moves away, then black starts to unravel. Maybe black's simple plan is just to play queen b6 now and play b2 and b1.
So after b2 and queen b3, then we have a similar position to what we talked about earlier.
Well, if White plays does nothing, black's next move is queen b6, followed by b2.
Well, we can come back in time.
Yeah, it's true. Now bishop f5.
Bishop f5. It's a pain.
More than a pain.
Knight takes d5 and queen.
No, just b1. Queens.
Yeah, b1.
Yeah.
That's another problem with this. Right now, the bishop has got the f5 square.
Go back up then. So queen e1 looks passive though. Is there anything else?
Look, hang on, we've got 3 connected pass pawns in the centre here. Can we just have a quick butchers of this?
2 connected pass pawns.
Well, if we get this one, it'll be free. So I'm playing knight, check.
Check.
And d5. Is this dangerous?
I doubt it's enough for a rook.
The rook's trapped at the moment.
Yeah, but it's knight c7.
d6.
Knight e6.
It's not enough. Okay. Okay, queen h6 is being played.
So is he going for? He's going for this rook f4 idea, is it?
Oh, well, hold on! Look! They've played queen h6 b2.
Yes, I've put that on the board here.
Wow.
did we work out that rook f4 queens was bad for, well, it's not bad for black, is it?
Check.
Why not?
This would be a sensation if this happens.
Well, this looks as though...
Isn't black... stop rook h4?
Isn't black getting mated? Oh, it's bishop h3 to bring the queen back. No, it doesn't bring the queen back. Can we ignore the knights protecting f1? Bishop h3 would have been potentially useful. Is black getting...
Okay, let's just think about this for a second. Get rid of the arrows.
Yep. Okay.
Let's just not move everything around.
Okay, right, so bishop f1.
And try to think.
Not like this. Matrix quotation. Not like this. To rook h4. I can think of that Matrix quotation. We're not going to die like this, are we?
Yeah.
It's a funny quote.
Perpetual here for black? No, this is the other question. Is there any perpetual after, so queen c1 or something? Queen c1, rook h4, queen e3 check.
So, a question for the crowd here. Does anyone see a defence for black here? The threat is rook h4 mating. Yeah. It's a bit crude.
Let's look at that. Bishop h3, rook now rook h4, I presume. Queen e3.
No, queen's on b1.
Oh, the queen's on b1.
Yeah, but let's look at the line with queen c, starting with queen c1, in case there's any perpetual there. Because there is only one move here, isn't it? Isn't that the only move? Queen c1.
Let's try and get a check. Try and get a check.
Rook h4, queen e3 check.
h4, queen e3.
Check.
Draw, someone said. Herbert Kaufman said queen c1, yes. Rook h4, queen e3, draw.
No, just king h1 wins here, doesn't it?
Does it?
Where's the next check? Queen f3, check.
Bishop g2.
Check.
Queen d1.
Knight f1.
Check.
F1. Wow.
Queen h5. You've got two of them, and give one back.
Oh man.
Oh, we like that.
He's gone for it.
Is this winning for black?
You want an exciting game today? I think you may have got one.
Is this winning for black?
Well, it's who knows.
Knight f1.
Knight f1.
Stops e3 checks. Yes, that's good. I like that. Two queens.
Amazing.
So here,
two against one.
So
yeah, knights are extremely good at defending kings, aren't they?
So it stops the e3 check scenarios.
So how does he stop mate? He's got queen d1 again, hasn't he?
Queen d1 or queen e1?
No, d1.
Okay, queen d1. Maybe there's bishop f3.
Bishop f3. Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Queen e1 just stops the fun that we just take.
Oh yeah, it just takes. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Only move maybe actually.
Oh no, this extra queen is useful. Apparently.
Yeah, maybe this is no good.
Oh no, I think Anand's had it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, he's played it. Whoops. Oh dear. Well, at least Vishy had a go.
Did he? He's losing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Surely bishop f1 was a better try.
He's going to be a rook down because it's like investing a rook to play rook h4. Otherwise, he's a queen down. Oh, that was sick. Oh, cool as a
No, but it's not. No, it's not the end though because h4, h5. No.
It's too slow. You're a queen down here.
Yeah, but after the h file opens.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's not. No, you can still take on h4.
Sorry, yeah. Oh, it's a cold shower move. Queen e1 is a cold shower to the attack. Oh, the attack's gone in a cold shower here. Freezing cold shower after queen e1. Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, knight f1 was just wrong. Just bishop f1.
Oh man.
Oh, no, but can he play rook f3 with the idea of rook h3? No, he can't.
Bishop on c8.
How about rook f3 with the idea of bishop h3?
That's too slow. We're queen
I
down
know
now.
it looks too slow, but once you get that power...
You want to play rook f3 with the idea of bishop h3?
Yeah. What else is White doing here, though? Come on. What else is White doing?
I think White's resigning here, actually.
You think so?
I think, why does it say examined? Is White resigned?
It's always said it's examined.
Oh, I know, it always says. Oh.
Yeah, it's saying -8 on...
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but this engine's, perfect play for best side, both sides. But yeah, it does look as though Black's queen up here, able to sacrifice the queen to stop the attack. That's really cruel how he provoked this attack. Queen to pawn, just like the computer really.
I mean, but Anand forced him to queen to pawn. I mean, he played rook f4. You're going to play b1 equals queen, aren't you?
He must have calculated this, don't you think? That's hardly taken any time. Carlsen's hardly taken any time.
Oh, look, the clock stopped. I think he must have resigned.
Oh man, resignation.
Presumably. Someone will tell us very soon.
I think White just... Oh, terrible. Terrible. Terrible.
So he's got to win the last 3 games.
I don't think it's likely. It's not likely, is it, to win 3 games in a row? Ah.
I just joined here. Why are the 2 black queens on the board? Let's look at bishop f1 again. I'm sure it was better than knight f1.
So that knight had a weakness that's allowing this diagonal. E1. Cool.
What did we say here, though?
We said queen d1 to be able to play.
Yeah, but you can't
Yeah,
take it.
Oh no, hang on. What did we say here?
Queen c1, didn't we say?
What was the idea? Oh, the checks with queen c1. Yes,
And they didn't work, did they?
No, they didn't work.
Did we miscalculate that?
I don't know.
Check.
Check.
Chingun.
Queen f3 check.
Oh yes, we drag the knight back and then
Check.
play. Once we drag the knight
Check.
back, we play queen h5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pain.
Right.
So what
okay.
then?
Okay.
Rook
Hold on. I'm carrying on now. Rook takes. Pawn takes. We got anything else?
Knight g3 then, no?
93. There's bishop g4.
h3.
Oh, brutal.
Oh dear.
No, I'm carrying on. h3. Come on. No, seriously. Seriously.
d1.
This is better than the other line.
Bishop d1.
Bishop d1, knight f5.
Right, with the idea of 97 check.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rook's on, please. So we'll keep the bishop on that diagonal then. What about h4? No, sorry, h4 doesn't work, does it?
It's queen d7. Can we just get the other queen in? Queen d7.
Yeah, possibly. This is not entirely conclusive. We can just take it.
We can take it? You want to take it?
Yeah.
Is it a draw by perpetual in some way?
I don't know, but black's really tied up now. He can't move his knight or rook, and he hasn't got a past b pawn anymore.
Truth Crackers is having a go.
So
Paul and Casey. Hey, at least I was closer to the truth, guys, wasn't I?
King h.
It was going to be one of 3 outcomes for sure.
King h2. Okay, king h2. Now what?
That's incredible, isn't it? What a...
I must have seen something here.
Or maybe I can just take on h5. I don't know. Yeah, I'll take on h5 instead of that.
With the knight.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Let's check.
Check.
Annoying, isn't it?
King g1.
Check.
Yeah, well, you got draw, yeah.
Yeah.
Draw.
Maybe that's what he wanted to draw.
Bishop f1.
But
Check.
White's not actually threatening anything.
No, that's the problem.
Be careful, he doesn't start taking all the pawns.
Dear.
Well, it was a fun game for the spectators today.
So this should have been a draw then, really, should it?
It was a present for spectators, wasn't it? This game. It was.
Well, it's not entirely clear, but I think Anand in the end decided to just go for it with rook f4. But he didn't seem to. seem to have calculated it very well. Allowing Queen E1. Queen E1 is so simple, isn't it?
So it's
he
probably
dismissed the fact that he could give the queen up for the rook.
I'm sure he would be aware of that.
So tomorrow's the last game then. All Magnus does is draw, and that's the end of the match then tomorrow.
Yes, all he needs is half a point.
Yes.
So it's
incredible.
He just needs to quick draw tomorrow, and that's new world champion tomorrow.
Those two end games.
When does it officially become Magnus? Immediately after tomorrow.
Yeah.
Officially world champion?
When Vishy resigns, they'll.
Agrees to draw tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe he'll come back and win the last 3 games. You never know.
Does anyone want to have a look at the game in overview and summary? Should we have a quick? Okay, we can have a quick look at it here. So it was kind of a nimzo engine, not going to the queen's engine. F3, D5, A3. Magnus just took C5, C takes, E takes. We saw E3, C4. It looks a little bit on the controversial side, but amazing ideas behind that. So it looks as though white's got some sort of attack on the king side, but black's getting his pass pawn ready on the queen side. Easy to say in retrospect.
Yes.
Takes on c1 to avoid any bishop f4 issues. The rook's quite usefully defensive there as well. And now this knight's we were just wondering about, is it going to be a pawn chain undermine, or it was actually simply a pass pawn being generated?
But how Man's played virtually no defensive moves. He largely
just left this all intact.
Ignored everything white did, pretty much.
These pawns coming at him, he just ignored.
Yeah, but Anand had the chance to play to take off the pawn, though, didn't he?
Which pawn?
On b4. He didn't have to allow b3.
Yeah.
But then that's another thing. Knight coming to d3 is not that pleasant, is it? And pawn chain undermine. It's not that pleasant, is it? It's accelerating the knight coming to d3.
Yeah.
Wow, it's just, it makes it look quite.
It makes you feel that you don't want to attack anymore. After that, I think you better give up attacking. I think you better play defensive from now.
Oh,
yeah.
That was sad. Oh man, that was really sad. Oh dear, I didn't expect that.
Somebody's asking about free-eyed boy. Can somebody explain why Queen was so significant? I'm just not seeing it.
The idea is that Rook H4, we just take off. We got 2 queens. We queen up. We just take the rook if Rook H4.
Yeah, the pawn turned into a queen. So we instead of we're effectively converting a pawn into a queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that was exciting today.
It was exciting.
Yes, it was. It was mega exciting.
Much better than the last couple of games.
Yes, much better.
So did Anand throw the kitchen sink at him?
He did. I mean, he demonstrated he had to demonstrate he was trying to win today. He did. Everyone's happy.
He was going down fighting.
All right, so he's been a great world champion, Vishy Anand, though, hasn't he?
I just wonder if there was some kind of mischance somewhere there. It wouldn't surprise me if the analysts probably feverishly working on it already. If they're going to say he missed his chance.
He's known as the gentleman of chess, I think, Vishy Anand. He's very polite.
Well, the thing is,
Jim Plaskett.
Jim Plaskett?
Gentleman Jim Plaskett.
No, Vishy Anand, not Jim Plaskett.
I think Jim Plaskett was Gentleman Jim before Vishy Anand.
Really?
I think so.
But if he did miss something, and the seconds tell him that, he's going to feel even worse, isn't he? How can he come back?
Well, not the seconds tell him. It's just going to be all in the news. He's not going to avoid finding out.
There's a 30 move rule. Actually, the last game, it's a 30 move rule. They need to play at least 30 moves, so we'll probably get a 31 move draw tomorrow.
They don't need to play 30 moves.
Yes, I think it's in the rules somewhere. They have to play.
What is Anand going to play tomorrow? What's the most aggressive thing he can play?
That's why they continue that game in a strange way. Apparently, it's a 30 move rule somewhere. Does anyone know about that?
Really?
I think
wasn't aware of it.
They've got to play at least 30 moves or try to.
I wasn't aware of it in the championship.
Unless it's a threefold repetition, because the first 2 might not have been.
The Sicilian, the game Anand played bishop takes c6 in the Ryan Lopez, that was perpetual, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe they do have. I haven't heard about this rule.
Right. If it's not a free-fall repetition, then I think it has to be fake moves. Can someone confirm that? I don't know if this 30 move business.
I haven't heard about it at all.
So Gabriel Blackman is asking about bishop f1.
Truth go, because I think I need to lie down after this game. I think I need to go to the cafe. And then I'll lie down after in here later.
Now down in the dark room. Contemplating the ending of an era. The fact that you're getting too old to play. You're past it.
Yeah, but bishop f1, it's not entirely clear, but we're pretty sure that white isn't winning.
It might be a draw.
But a draw would have at least
given
him something to...
Yeah, no, it seems an impossible task. I mean, theoretically possible to win 3 games in a row, but not many people...
Well, if Magnus gets complacent and plays badly...
I don't think... Has Magnus ever lost 3 games in a row since he was about, 7 or something? I don't think he's ever lost 3 games in a row. That's the problem, isn't it? 3 games in a row is a big ask, yeah.
I think we can safely say that Magnus is going to win this match.
And what about the rematch?
I think that Anand will probably have now given up and will come to the next game happy to draw as soon as possible and go home.
Collect his check.
I mean, after losing a game like this, when you think, I've got a great attack going, spending 3/4 of an hour trying to work it all out and then just queen e1, he's going to be...
The press conference has just started.
Okay. Well...
No, what, I mean, after the game, I thought they were talking about... because the match is not technically finished.
Thanks all for coming today. It was really good fun. It was a fantastic game today. So
some real excitement today.
What is he going to play with black tomorrow? What is Magnus going to play with white?
Is he actually going to try tomorrow to try and win, or is he just going to...
Well, we're knowing Anand, he will, right?
I don't know.
He'll do his utmost to win, even if he loses. He's got nothing to lose now.
He has actually. He's got rating points to lose. No, seriously. I mean, he's dropping, towards the...
I don't think
top
people
of the top
care
10.
if they become world champions. It doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, but he's going to not be invited to elite tournaments.
Maybe he doesn't want to. There's a lot of pressure.
Maybe he does.
Maybe he just wants to play symbols.
You say there's nothing to play for. He has got something to play for. His place in the world elite. That's what he's got to play for.
No, he can. If he wanted to, he could retire. You mentioned that as well. That's a possibility.
Yes. But he may want to stay in the world elite. So he may not want to lose another 4 points.
Do you reckon that's likely, Alex?
I think he'll have a go tomorrow. I really don't think. He's got nothing to do. He's been world champion for so long. He might as well just have a go. Because it would be sad to not to win a game, right?
Oh, sorry. I mean, what about this situation, Vishy? Does he still want to be an elite? I mean, does he still want to play loads?
I don't think he cares anymore, actually.
That's what I'm thinking. I think he's got a son on the way. He's got family stuff.
You mean he might care? I don't know.
No, but I mean, he's not as ambitious as he used to be. Right?
But does he want to be world number 20 playing in international opens?
Well, he doesn't need to. He's made his money from chess.
Yeah.
We don't need to guess. We can just see what happens in the press conferences, what he's going to say.
He's made his money.
He's not going to talk about retiring or anything yet until the actual match is over.
It's
not going to say anything today. It's tomorrow we'll find out.
Yeah.
So in the press conference, Magnus just said, Beaverban was a result of a stuff up earlier to get counterplay.
So he actually thinks he misplayed the opening. Magnus thinks that. I thought that as well.
But I don't see why Anand had to play e5. He could have just kept the position, the centre sort of the tension there in the centre.
E5 seemed very good. I liked E5. I still do.
Yeah. But he didn't need to play it, though, did he?
No, but it just seemed logical.
Yeah. Akikuros is saying rook f3 to h3, queen h7 mate. Yeah, but rook h3 wasn't possible because of the bishop on c8 hitting that square.
No, why can they h3, king h2, knight g3, rook h4, and then mate?
That's a bit slow.
It could be a little slow, maybe.
We're a queen down here.
Bishop f1 is clearly better than knight f1.
This is just a miscalculation, though, right? The whole line was a miscalculation. No?
Quite possibly. But surely bishop f1 is just better. Even if it loses, it may do.
Okay, shall we officially end the stream? Thank you everyone for coming today.
Okay, thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks Alex, thanks Paul. Alright, okay, excellent day for an interesting game. And see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Unless you want me to keep the chat open a bit longer. Not really much to say. Okay, see you guys tomorrow then. Thank you very much for coming. One moment, I'm just hold on a sec, just closing the stream.